All right, we got a surprise podcast happening right now. Hopefully, party chat. Uh, hey, bruh. Thanks for doing this on the shortest notice possible.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about done with in WTR and with the check Discord, and I saw that, and I was like, oh shit. So
Yeah,
let me make sure. I think yeah. Sorry, I have my Discord not notifications like off because it just goes off nonstop.
oh no, I hear you, dude. I just started spamming you until I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe he'll be here. Let me just double check, make sure everything is working. Can you
Mhm.
say stuff? Maybe
Yeah,
he'll
dude.
be here. Let me just double check, make sure everything is working. Okay, yep, you're there. Can you say stuff? All right, so welcome to a surprise cast. We we wanted to have Father Vlad back, and we're gonna have him back again. I was also playing We That Remain, and I was like, man, nothing's really happening right now. Um, wouldn't it be fun to I just do a little podcast with somebody we've been wanting to talk to?
Yeah, I mean, right now with Aetherwolf, a lot is happening. It's all unexpected, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get some stories for Aetherwolf.
I don't even know. God, man. I think when we last left off, you were still
Uh,
Woot. Tang. You're still Tang. I think you just got
well,
killed as
I
Tang.
yeah, I just got killed off as Ting like 48 hours before that
Mm.
podcast. So
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that was still fresh.
yeah,
Loaded meat.
was it really fresh? Man, that was
I guess so. Yeah.
wow.
That was well. It was a couple months ago. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean probably early January at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, who are you now? Like, I haven't even.
So so I am Father Aethelwolf. He's another Catholic priest, and I did make sure that he wasn't going to be the same as Vlad, because that was something I feared. But again, I was like, I have to play as a priest again. That was so fun.
Yeah, I feel like you still had
And
some miles left in the priest tank.
yeah, like I had so many things planned for Vlad, but with this character, I can bring those plans to him instead
Right.
and switch it up. But this time, Aethelwolf is different. You
How
know
so?
how so Vlad, he was willing to kill the infected and if really pushed will kill someone, pointing back to Norman situation. Um
Mm. Yeah.
um no, not with Aethelwolf. He's a complete pacifist.
Just what about infected? How does he view
Not
an
even
infected?
infected.
Really?
He sneaks around. Yeah, he doesn't even kill a chicken. Like he will not kill at all.
Jesus
And
Christ! It
like
just.
it's hard.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes, but I mean I'm still living, so
Mm.
everything's going well so far.
And
Farming
then,
is
and you're a
key.
month Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just saying you're like a
Mm.
month and a half in this character right now, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Before Abe the Wolf, there was Casimir. Like he kind of was there and gone.
Did he go the hostile from another character? Or were you just like, I
Um,
don't like where I'm go. I don't even like this. What am I doing?
no,
I'm gonna change it
no,
up.
not no, not really. He actually got executed by Grace herself.
Oh,
Or
holy
no,
shit!
one of Grace's. Yeah. So here's the whole situation. Casimir, he's some dude with DID disorder, like multiple personality disorder, and he found himself like hanging around Metallurg, and he heard that there was this huge problem with the Grove. And being a little very patriot insurgent that he was willing to try and lure the Grove out by going undercover.
Right.
And so, um, what was their names? Echo and some other dude was like, "Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna miss you and all that, yada yada." And Casimir was able to successfully get into the Grove as a group member, and as he talked to them and all that, he realized that they were just people. Like, they were just trying to go by with their lives and stuff, just trying to chill and all that. And, like, he felt bad. He felt extremely bad. That's what made him admit to Grace that he was a spy and just wanted things to end off with peace.
Yeah.
But that's not what the Grove is.
Fucking Grove. Winners Gaming. Who's the guest? It is the very talented Papa Vlad, or Papa Joe, as you might know him as his PSN as Papa Joe. But for me personally, I think I only interacted with Father Vlad and his other character, but I liked Father Vlad, so I just say Father Vlad.
Yeah.
Vlad
So,
again, yeah, yeah. Spread the
yeah.
dream. The Grove,
Um,
man. I know Grace is dead. Uh, that's what a bitch.
what? Wow.
I
I
don't feel
mean,
so bad
yeah,
about it.
like,
I didn't
dude,
really
I
feel
mean,
bad about her death
it,
anyway, but
like, I'm not gonna lie, the execution was fucking lovely. It was a whole ritual and everything.
yeah.
He
I,
freaking sliced me up, forced me to walk around these four fires, and yeah, one of her newer members went and killed me as a little sacrifice. Not gonna lie, it
Jesus.
was cool,
Yeah.
but I was sad.
The Groove. The Grove. Um, that's fucked up, man. I didn't know they had that kind of list going down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what they've been up to ever since the death of Grace. I saw that um, over in the Destiny, and I was just curious as to what they might be doing now, but never really heard of them since.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I had heard
I
I had
go
heard
ahead.
some. I heard a few things in game that they'd done, uh, but I didn't connect the dots. I didn't know that was one of your characters.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, there was one of these guys that like did like this newspaper journal kind of deal.
Oh yeah, Vitali, Vitali.
Yeah, he was the one that posted the picture of that dude in the firefighter jacket laying down on the ground. That was me. Dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's dead old Casimir.
Yeah. And you said you feel sad. I mean, you said you were happy about the death. It was like a cool execution, but
Yeah, I mean,
how did they know? Like, how did they find out exactly you were a spy?
I
You confessed,
Casimir
right?
straight yeah Casimir straight up admitted, and Grace was like, "Oh fuck, dude, like come on." And she was like, I'm sorry I have to do this, but you're gonna have to put your hands up and everything. She pointed the revolver at Casimir, so
Uh,
that went on, and he was gonna have a way to be talked out of, but eventually they realized that, well, he knows he knows where we live, all this stuff. Like, I don't think he's just gonna go and not say anything. He has to go.
yeah. In
It
your
was that short
head,
deal.
do you think before you said that, or were thinking of saying it, you fessing up? Did you think it might turn out differently, or did you think, okay, I'm probably gonna die if I say this?
I I sort of thought that I was probably gonna die from it. I was like, well, I gotta take this chance and see what happens.
Yeah.
And so I fucked around and found out.
Yeah, it's like playing Russian roulette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but honestly, now that I think about it, I felt like it was instead of Russian roulette, it was Russian roulette with the 1911 semi-automatic.
Yeah, your odds aren't very good with that.
Yeah, so um, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of glad that Casimir died off a bit early, so that I can try and go round two as a priest again.
Yeah.
And like I'm loving it. Like um Ape the Wolf, he traveled to Chinaris on foot because he wanted to try and help out some of the more war-torn countries, and he chose Chinaris as his destination to try and bring hope and all that stuff to the folk, bring back
Yeah.
religion and such, like a missionary sort of deal. And his original plan was to just travel all around the country, go group by group, try and introduce himself and help people out, and then go on. But that didn't really happen. Um, he did go from city to city, and then he found New Hope.
Okay. I
Yeah.
and just to shoot this back in. He doesn't kill anything at all, right? So
Not at all.
none at all. So I assume he doesn't even have a firearm of any type.
Nope. No
Okay.
firearm. Well, Um, he used to, because it was a friend's dying wish that he would to have that gun, but something happened to it. I'm not really gonna say what all happened to that specifically, because these events happened almost at least 24 hours ago. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty fresh. That
yeah.
might still involve a little bit of. How is it though from like a gameplay perspective? Not.
Um,
I
it
mean, are you
was
out there on your own, like running through the woods?
yeah, yeah, pretty much. That was like my whole deal until I found. um a friend who took me to No Hope. Like I was just sneaking around nonstop, just trying to figure out how what kind of noise detection they have and all that kind of deal. Like, I felt like I gotten a bit better sneaking around zombies than I was before.
Right. Yeah. Because that's my big fear. Is always like, okay, I want to play a character that knows zero about firearms, but then
Hmm.
You almost need like a. It's like God, the wolves. If you run into a pack of wolves, it's like game over. You know what
You
I
know,
mean?
you know, somehow miraculously, I haven't met any wolves or bears yet, but
Oh
I think
God,
I just jinxed myself with that. Damn it.
what do you mean? You think you're gonna run into a pack now?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna run into like three packs all together.
What? How would you feel about role playing and finding a bodyguard of some? How would you go about that?
Uh, as, in Aethelwolf's shoes, he probably wouldn't have that kind of idea. He would probably refuse. He doesn't want things to end in conflict or violence or anything. He just wants things to be peaceful and such. So he doesn't mind going out alone and all that stuff. Like he'll try and do anything to bring peace other than violence and stuff because he doesn't believe in any of that at all.
Right. That's a unique God, that's a unique character. Just having that. I mean, that's got to be what 5% maybe tops of the
Yeah,
server
I mean, like,
that has that
I
mentality.
just like,
Let me try
yeah,
not to kill anybody.
yeah, like it's stressful, very stressful. Like
Yeah.
I like so used to like playing normally, just going around, just bashing zombies' heads and then having fun doing it, just
Hmm.
going guns ho and all that stuff. But no, I can't do that. I can't do that at all.
All right. Logan Measley says, "Simple, be like me, and don't go near people."
True. I
I mean,
mean,
yeah. If
yeah,
hats off to you if you can have fun, not interacting with other people. I think it gets old. For me personally, it gets old after a while. Just being
yeah.
completely alone. So it's fair to say that Wolf kind of looks as the infected is what do you want to say is precious. Like there's still life there.
Yeah, pretty much. He feels like that they could be cured eventually. He's sure that someone would be able to find some kind of medicine or cure or whatever that would help them. Because he
Yeah.
notices that they die in the gas, they scream in agony, like they feel
So
shit.
does it?
I bet they do.
How does he react when he's around somebody else and they take out an infected?
He personally doesn't like it, but again, he can't really stop them, so he just does his mind, rest your souls and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, like at this point, he's kind of used to it.
Right.
But yeah,
Just
other
kind of
than
has
that,
that all life is precious sort of motto going on.
yeah.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, I mean, if it's too personal, I mean, we can talk about something else. Um, the you you know, you say it's a priest. Are you religious in real life, or is this just something?
Um, I mean, I'm so like the priest thing was just like an idea that I thought of, but I've been kind of looking into religion for quite a few years, and it just kind of fascinates me. Just reading, like trying to study into religion and stuff. Like it's. I just think it's really interesting and all.
Oh yeah, no, for
And
sure. I actually
yeah.
read a I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, and not to get preachy, but somebody said if everybody followed the Ten Commandments, like everybody on Earth, to follow the Ten Commandments, then we would already be in heaven. You would have heaven on Earth, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I can see it's I can really appreciate the kind of character you're running with because he could be that deciding factor. If you get him in a situation where somebody's about to die, he can kind of be that voice that says, "Hey, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to kill this guy." When
Yeah,
I,
that's the whole deal. Um,
yeah,
you
and
know, like,
and one more thing, I just want to say that it'll be interesting to see how he reacts if, say, he becomes very fond of someone and then they're killed right in front of him by somebody else. Does he still uphold that moral code to not want to take another life?
yeah, that one's a really tough one. Like, most likely he's gonna be broken for sure, but he's still gonna follow that code kind
Yeah.
of deal. But again, we're just gonna have to see. But the plans I had for Vlad, um, like I had planned for him in the future, um, whenever he unfortunately died. I'm gonna bring those plans to Aid the Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What
I'm gonna see how those turn out.
now? I mean, we'll walk it a little bit on the tightrope, I guess, or on sketchy the waters here. What? c- ca- uh, I personally don't think it's. I don't want you to sit here and reveal your cards. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I don't think it's meta to say what your character's intention is. Now,
Um,
if you had some grand scheme on like, okay, I'm gonna pretend to be this, and this to infiltrate this, and this, then yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about it. But if you're truthful to the character, and then what exactly would be Father Vlad's plans in the end that you would transfer River to Wolf?
so one kind of big one, it's more like affecting the character's health, was that he was going to have Alzheimer's.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
I kind of talked about that in the other podcast, and like, he was just gonna slowly forget. He's gonna forget his directions, and eventually he's gonna forget his own prayers and stuff, and he's gonna think everything is not the apocalypse
Hmm.
kind of deal. That was one of his plans, and another one was just trying to establish a safe place in a church.
Yeah.
But right now, those are the kind of couple plans.
That's kind of like a in-game back burner thing at the
Yeah,
moment. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I did want to ask you too about the Alzheimer's thing. How how would you work that into, let's say, how far back does his memory get erased? Like, is he waking up every day like, oh my God, it's the apocalypse? You know?
Uh, like, I'm not too sure. I'm still kind of looking into it. I'm doing a little bit of homework on it.
Right.
So, we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I
Hopefully,
mean,
I can play it out well.
it's gonna happen to all of us eventually if we if we live that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
But
excuse me.
you're good. So here's one thing I had for Father Vlad. He was the intention of that character was just to be this kind of side character kind of deal, because I was actually inspired by a video on DayZ, and it was like one of those experiment videos, like what if, or what would you do if this guy was tied up, or kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, like a social experiment, kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And there's this deal where this dude found this very religious guy in the church, and he was like very faithful and all that, and they had like a scheme where this guy was gonna go in, his friend was gonna pretend to be some kind of bandit, and they were gonna attack him, and they were gonna hold that friend at gunpoint, and that bandit was gonna say that he's gonna either take his life or your life, and the priest says that he would rather have him take his life rather than his new friend.
So you'd rather take
And
his life than the bandit's life.
yeah, it was somewhere along the lines of that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking deep. And I remember that whenever I was thinking of a character, because like it just randomly came in my mind. Because the second character was just gonna be some kind of uh, evil Chernarus political figure dude, but
Hmm.
that priest thing popped up in my mind. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to be that kind of character and be that kind of dude that people would just walk by and say, "Oh, hey, it's that dude." No,
No,
pretty cool deal.
it,
But
it, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, but but I mean, it definitely went more than that. Like, I felt like I played a huge fucking role um, in Read Not Remain as a priest. So
No, yeah, it was completely refreshing. Um, 'Cause there was a moment when I was playing as Norman, and I think you accidentally shot Dawson in the middle of it one
yes,
night, and I was role playing, but I wasn't fucking like in encased. I wasn't I wasn't inside it. You know what I mean? And then all of a
right,
sudden, and Dawson's fine after he gets shot, but he sells it like he's been, because there's a wolf attack, and then Father Vlad shoots and accidentally hits Dawson. It was a legit accident, and then the reaction that Father Vlad had after shooting him, because at first it was like, oh, big deal. I mean, in the it's a video game, but we're all here with role play. But it was
right,
so refreshing to see somebody, because there was it was like traumatic for Father Lad that he'd accidentally shot
yeah,
this guy, and then I realized, yeah, it, well, fuck, it should be, and it was kind of like a reminder of like, wow, yeah, it's somebody's taking this shit seriously. It's
I
like
mean,
it was like, yeah, maybe, it was like a slap in the face. Like, yeah, you gotta, every little thing matters. That was a big deal. That was a huge thing.
yeah, like just trying my best to try and be in my character's shoes and trying to put myself in this virtual world as if I'm, well, the person itself kind of deal.
Right. But
And, it's feel like I could do a little bit better, but
I think we all,
still trying.
yeah, we all probably can.
Yeah.
but that I think that was the turning point where I started taking it was an inspiration like, oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, let me reevaluate what I'm cuz when it happened I was like, you know, it's weird. You pretend to be somebody else, but then it's like you're in a video game at the same time. You know what I mean? It's not like you're on a play stage with audience, and but at the same time, when you see somebody else do something that's like, oh wow, okay, that guy is reacting. This guy is having a fucking moment. Okay, maybe that is serious. Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah, he just accidentally shot a guy, and then you just like smack yourself in the head. Like, okay, yeah, that is huge. And it was
Yeah, that
little,
sums it up.
yeah, and it was little things like that. And I'm not trying to talk about myself here, but that is why Norman asked for Father Vlad to shoot him because he knew out of everybody there, Father Vlad would take it the most seriously because everybody else was just fucking ready to. I don't want to say kill.
Fraser was the most ready.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. How he's still alive is beyond me. Uh, I seriously thought he was gonna be like some kill hungry dude, but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, like I was wondering what was gonna happen with Fraser, but
Yeah, God, that was like 3 months ago. I'm
wow.
he's still kicking. I thought he was gonna turn out to be well one of them guys. It's like KOS with extra steps, hothead.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like that, the part where me, you, and Amelie finally met up at this pub, like it couldn't have gone perfectly. Like the state of your character, and whenever I saw your video, I realized that you accidentally hurt yourself trying to get there.
Yeah.
It made me freaking laugh. Like at the time, seeing that you looked so screwed up, like you were just kind of hunched over, this crazy dude walking around, limping around, laughing, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, I was
Or
like,
well, that was like after, but at the moment I was like scared shitless because I didn't know
it's
what was gonna go down.
yeah, and the thing is, I don't think I would have done that with anybody else, just because I was comfortable knowing, even if I die at the end of this situation, at least I am gonna have a dramatic um e- exchange.
Yeah,
Uh, Now, of course, Father Lad and Emily and Norman had a few weeks kind of on and off together of therapy or what you have it.
yeah,
But I
pretty much.
yeah. But here's the thing. I don't know if I could have had that outside of Middle Earth. I think
Yeah, like
I
it's kind
think
of tough.
Norman yeah, I think Norman would have probably been executed way the before I can even get to that point with Norman. I think I think you remove that whole situation. Like I don't think it ever happens. I think as soon as somebody gets a whiff of somebody going crazy, it seems like it's kind of like okay, execution time.
Yeah, like that's like one thing I don't like much with some of the things happening in WTR, but again, it's just more of reflex kind of deal, you know? Like I don't
Yeah,
blame him. I don't blame him
yeah.
at all. But you just don't really. Some people just don't really think about it, and I used to be like that. Don't really think about it much until later on. But
Logan,
yeah, it's just
Logan,
crazy.
I know. Logan Measley comes in, ran into at least 5 packs, separate and 3 bears. Yeah, you never know when you're running around in the wild.
Oh yeah.
How am I still going is the question. You're still going, Logan Measley. God, was your name Derek in game? God, Middle-earth is the place where I enjoyed the game more, says Logan. Oh,
Yeah, and then, as Lou, I brought up the idea, you know what, this place seems too comfortable. I want to try and break it. And so,
yeah.
um, as Lou, way before the Belota Cannibal deal, he wanted to try and either force Metallurg into being this more violent group where it has where it has an aggressive bone in it,
hmm
or just try and destabilize it by getting Amoy.
Yeah,
And
because he was Lou was the main part of the kidnapping. I think he initiated it.
he hosted that little event with the founder crew and devised a plan, and the people helped him out with the plan as such, and they put it in action. While, one thing, I don't know if I said this, but while we were on our way to Metallurg, like, I felt so nervous. Like, like my stomach wasn't feeling well because I was scared that this plan wasn't going to go well at all. Because I know every time I go over to Metallurg, people are, like, so many people are going to be there.
Yeah.
But miraculously, there was only 3 people there, at least.
Yeah, that's
And
like
that
a low
was
pop.
yeah, it was like 2 random dudes in like yellow armbands and Amelie.
All right.
Yeah, and so um, we uh, acted natural, Lou said, "Hey, I brought a couple of my, or not couple, several of my friends here to enjoy Metallurg, sing, have some happy songs, such. Even this dude wants to try and challenge you to a singing competition.
Mm,
Try and try and not make things suspicious, because at the
right.
time, Amelie finally somewhat trusted Lou,
Yeah.
and to thinking, okay, maybe he's not that bad, maybe a little aggressive, but that's fine.
He does have a laugh.
Yeah, he does have the laugh. And, after after everyone was all relaxed and everything, Lou asked this question. Oh, I don't know what the heck it was. It was supposed to be the signal. It
That
was,
was about pickles.
do you like, yeah.
As soon as I watched, I was actually I saw that in a ticket. Somebody made a ticket about it,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and I
Oh.
and as soon as I heard, well, it wasn't your fault. It was somebody, I can't remember. It was like my first week as a trial mod, but somebody made a ticket, and that was in there. All I heard was, "Do you like pickles?" And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, this is it. And then boom.
Yeah, and then everybody started yeah, and that's where everybody started pulling their guns out and aiming in at Omni and the other two. Um, who was at the time? They pointed their gun straight at that one guy that got killed, and I don't know what was in his mind. He was like, "Oh shoot, he has a gun on me. I should try and pull out mine and try and kill him." That
Yeah,
didn't go well. That
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 was
didn't end well.
yeah.
So, there were some casualties on Amelie's side, unfortunately. Everybody else on the Founders were okay. Sweets and Maverick were there, actually, just kind of there
And
because we
not
brought them.
not to poo-poo on Emily's character, but she, at the moment after that dude died, it wasn't really like a huge.
She, it looked like that she was more accepting it. I was surprised as well, but I realized, in other RP scenarios, she's been through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, one time whenever I went there as Lou, like, she was drunk out of her mind, probably because of the death of Vlad and a few others. And, like, she looked broken. And so whenever saw that she was more accepting of it, I realized that, wow, okay, damn. And so the original plan was to get Amelie and Kieran, but we didn't find Kieran, so we just took Amelie back to our place. Um, Lou wanted to try and break her and try and get her to join the Founders,
Hmm.
either as a cannibal or a helper for the cannibals. And, she was very stoic.
Just
As
she
we,
what
yeah,
she wouldn't give you like any what she wouldn't have it or.
yeah, like it wasn't affecting her much. I mean, sure, it was painful as hell, but like, she wasn't gonna break mentally. And,
Yeah.
like, what, you know what made me sad outside RP was while they were torturing her, she kept singing and trying to play her guitar. And that hit me emotionally. I was like, damn, like me and Sweets were like freaking choking up in the background. But after that, we realized nothing was happening. But um, while we were away, Maverick, the big hero he is, was able to get the radio to Amelie, I believe. I believe Maverick gave a radio to Amelie so that she can tell what all is happening over at Belota.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, um, people started getting radio backs, or the people in the Founders were getting radios from other people saying, "Hey, there's gonna be a bunch of fucking people over there," or something like that. I'm not too sure what all happened because I was away. Um, I had to do a bunch of crap out of RP, and all of a sudden we were like, "Hey, we gotta go, like now. We gotta pack
Yeah.
up our stuff. We gotta kill Amelie off and all that stuff. And we gotta eat her up so that there's no evidence." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Hold on, this isn't a plan." And so we forced Sweets to kill Amelie herself, and then um, Lou, Kiera, and some other cannibal went and quickly ate her up raw, thankfully with multivitamins. And then they all try to pack up their things and leave. And at the time, I had to go do something like almost kind of emergency wise, to where
Yeah.
I couldn't keep going, so I had to hide somewhere. Yeah, excuse me.
Mm.
And so that was the whole scheme with Amelie. It went
I
from great to shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't think she sold it as much as she could have. I think she was ready for a change anyway, so she probably just.
I mean, good. I mean, that was a good fucking play on her side. I mean, I'm
Oh,
not
for
gonna lie.
sure. Oh yeah, I'm not I'm not like poo pooing on it. I'm just saying I think she saw a way out.
Yeah, I mean, she did see another way out, but she was like, nah, I'm gonna try and get out of this alive and all that stuff.
Oh, so, okay, so she did actively
Yeah.
try to preserve
Yeah.
her character's life.
And so that all happened. The cannibals were out trying to travel up north. Blue had no idea what was going on until he got a radio from Kiera saying, "Hey, there's a student named Dave who's going to help us out. You need
Yeah.
to head over to New Frontier." And so he's like, "You know what? Okay, yeah." So Lou, he was going to try and put up this act saying, "Oh, I'm innocent," and
Well,
so he
yeah.
thought he thought it worked out whenever he made it to New Frontier, but whenever they were going to go out on some expedition, he was all of a sudden held up at gunpoint because Maverick and Sweets were able to escape from the group during their travels, and
Mm.
so they made it to New Frontier.
And
That's
and he's
good.
got the laugh, and Lou's got the laugh.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he's got the laugh as well.
he always had it. That's the thing that I always wondered. Like, there's this weird loophole in the cannibal thing. Like, you have to have the laugh and either have bloody hands or human meat on you.
Yeah, but like with Lou, he's been actively and publicly ate people and stuff, so
Right.
it
Oh,
was
right.
so his execution and stuff was very justified, in
Oh,
my opinion.
yeah. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying there is a point. I think there's a loophole in there because, like with Kira, her whole backstory was somebody beat me up and force fed me human meat, which didn't
Yeah, that was
happen. It never happened in games. She just ate human meat and then role played it. But it came to the point where her thing was, if I don't have hostile interaction rights to execute somebody, I can just say I'm hungry. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
Which is kind of the loophole. To me, if I had a magic wand, it'd be like if you had the laugh, okay, there's then you automatically have execution rights, and you also have rights to eat somebody for food if you want. There shouldn't be a because how many times are you going to get? It's very rare that somebody gets force fed human meat in game
yeah.
and lives and actually
Yeah.
is released from the hostile interaction. It is so rare. I don't even know if there's an actual example of that happening.
Yeah.
But do you think? What about you? What's your personal take on it? Do you think the cannibal rules should kind of be rewritten in that regard? Because at the moment, you can kind of get in trouble if you run across somebody laughing. If you don't hold, if you hold them up and they don't have human meat on them, you can't. There's no execution rights at all, which I think takes away the danger of even being a cannibal. Because you,
Here's the thing though. Here, let me tell you my opinion on it. I feel like personally, just because you have to laugh would mean an automatic execution, I don't think that would really be fair towards the person. But again, I don't know. It's it's very tough. Um, you there, Danger?
yep. Sorry, I just had to relieve myself real quick.
Oh, you're good. But like, I feel like the cannibal rule can be reworked, but
I,
again, like it's very tough.
yeah, I well, as you were saying, execute somebody for having a laugh. I would only agree with that if somebody just having a laugh was enough to kill somebody for food. I think it should go back. I think it should be two ways. If um, see, as I understand, this is how it currently is. Uh, to execute somebody as a cannibal, they have to have the laugh, or either be seen eating human meat, or so you would have to have a clip for that, and or would also have, or not also, but or have to have human meat on their body inventory, or bloody hands. Nobody's gonna run around with bloody hands because that's just gonna make you
No.
sick. So, or if you have gloves, you're never gonna get bloody hands. So that rule really needs to be looked at. I feel like if you have the laugh, that's enough right there. Now, on the flip side, if you just have the laugh, then you have the right to begin a hostile interaction and then kill a character for the sole purpose of because you're hungry. But I don't like because it merges onto this thing where okay, um, well, I can't kill you for this, but I have a laugh, so you know what? Now I'm hungry. You know what I mean? It's a fine, it's a loophole. I feel that it should be either you
Yeah.
have the laugh and you can easily kill somebody else without any previous hostile interactions. That's fair game, but you should also be tense of even meeting anybody if they hear because you're gonna laugh. So it should be a constant tension just for having the laugh. I think.
Yeah, and like, again, like it's just kind of really strict on like this kind of stuff because of the limits on DayZ right now. Whenever it comes to cannibal stuff like that and the blade hands and all that stuff, like right now,
Yeah.
I just think we're just trying to, they're just trying to do their best to make things fair.
hmm
And right
It,
now, I think it's pretty okay right now, but
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I'm just saying when you register as a cannibal, um, you have to have human meat in your to ex. Okay, I'll say this: to execute a cannibal, the laugh isn't enough. That's all I'm saying. If a cannibal could run around and eat people and then store the meat or throw it away, um, they cannot be executed via rules if they do not have human meat on them. Do you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What
Yeah.
which I think takes away from the danger of playing a cannibal.
Hmm.
Because as a cannibal you do get more freedom as far as kill rights go. But it's not the same way on the other side when you interact with a cannibal because you have to prove not only they have to have human meat or bloody hands and the laugh. It's not or it's and left. So it's like it kind of takes away from the tension, I think, of um, because there was a lot of people in the foundation that were laughing.
Yeah. A
I,
lot of people were, it was a freaking circus. Like,
mm,
like, like I could put up with like people laughing or having that cannibal laugh, but there are like some others who are just like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I'm gonna go insane just hearing all these people laughing. But yeah,
yeah, ain't nothing against that. It's just like, okay, is this a cannibal group or not? It was like at the point where it's like, okay, everybody's force fed human meat. It's like, uh,
yeah,
you
that's
know what
where
I
it's
mean?
tough. Yeah, I mean, again,
You're either hiding in the trees as crazy cannibals, or you're not. that's my look at cannibalism in Daisy. If you're or praying as a cannibal, you're either out there as a nut job, hiding from the general eye. Uh, but when you start mingling with the public, and you don't have no fear of being executed because
You
it's like,
can you can easily get away with it
yeah.
as long as you don't get caught.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what you're getting at there. So
Yeah, it should be laugh. That's it. Now, you laugh, you kill somebody if you already have the laugh, because you can technically respawn and eat your own body. That's in the rules. So you can become a cannibal that way. Um, so it should be the other way around. Like if you meet somebody and then laugh, you should be able to kill them. Now, again, that it comes down to I don't think you should, and then that's why I like your new character along with Father Vlad is that just the fact that you're leaning towards not killing people, it's enough to actually maybe create a story past a month. I don't know. Maybe you can actually get a storyline out of somebody if, because you don't execute them on the first hostile interaction. So your character
right.
is permitted. He can't even do that. So automatically you're gonna have great storylines.
Yeah, and like yeah, but like Vlad, he got himself like such an amazing storyline. But again, he became somewhat of a, I guess, quote unquote, threat to Black Hand because he was spreading hope. He was making people happy and such. Black Hand doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Chaos didn't like that, so he wanted to personally kill him. I think that was the deal. And I was like, oh, damn. Oh well.
Yeah.
And so, and now with Aethelwolf, I'll just say that he is a very, very lucky man. And I wish I can tell you why, but still, again, kind of almost current event.
Sounds like he dodged a bullet.
I dodged a freaking shotgun shell is what I did, as some people will see, or as to how some people will see it. But
Uh, I hear you. Let me just catch up real quick. The chat Logan comes in. Middle Earth is a place I enjoyed the game more. Told people to move over time. Started to become more and more defensive. So sad. How do you think my character feels after nearly all of his friends died? Yeah, I didn't even
oh
think about that. I
yeah,
I hadn't been down the Middle Earth and I can't remember when. Probably Serpico. Michael comes in. Man, this podcast is early, but I still won't miss it. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that, man. Thanks, Logan. Coming in, just woke up. It's good. That and Michael says that's what makes cannibals who were a P for super long is that character super good because they are willing to listen to the constant laughter. Yeah, that's. I don't know if it's the laughter you listening to this the issue. It can be kind of annoying, but I think the point I was trying to make was the laugh itself should be enough to either execute for food or be executed for being a cannibal. Um,
yeah.
and Lou was a Lou had a laugh from I want to say day one.
Well, I wouldn't say day one. Um, it took a while for me to actually get that cannibal role going on, and at the time he was just being a complete asshole bandit kind of deal, and then finally whenever you got the cannibal deal,
Oh yeah.
that was like almost a weekend, but yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm not proud of the way I handled that um Serpico thing when he
Yeah, I was pretty kind of bummed out whenever that deal happened because I personally had no idea what was going on. I was just there to help out, but
right.
it was a mess, and I just didn't want to look back at that.
No, yeah, I know. It was just a I knew in character, okay, I'm gonna get executed. But then I started thinking why. And then I started thinking, well, this is kind of the problem with the server at the moment is there's no room for story. There's no room to grow because you get executed off a rumor. So it's hard to progress characters and storylines when somebody can say I heard somebody say this and you're in a death room and that's that. So
Yeah,
I wasn't proud of that moment. Going back, I wish I could have just I don't know what I would have done differently. I really don't know. I thought it was a bullshit
yeah.
reason. Uh but I think that's the problem right now with the server. That there is too many and it is. It's
Too
once
much
a
aggressiveness.
yeah, it did. I'm telling you, man,
Too much
it's
aggressiveness.
at least averaging once a day. Somebody just gets killed because
Yeah, and
she said he said.
even the tower, they can't catch a break. One
No,
war after the other, somebody was like, "I hate you, you're evil, go kill you," kind of deal. So
yeah,
I feel so bad for him.
yeah. They've become like the whipping boy of the if anybody dies, it seems like one of
They
them
get a
one of them is involved somehow.
yeah. I don't know. I feel super bad for them, but yeah, I think that people are just being a little bit too aggressive with how things go.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's no value of life. That's the problem.
Exactly. And that you said it. You said it right there.
Yeah, there's no
Value of life.
there's no rivals because there's not you can't build a rivalry if you kill off the person that has a sniff of it's like you can't build any legitimate storylines or beef or rivalry and it's not really necessarily the tower. I just think it's people that run to the tower and say so and so said this and they
Yeah.
I it's a problem.
Yeah. Just hoping that I can, improve a bit later on, which I'm sure it will. But
It could. I think if people split up, um, because you had the nomads, which is the same people that are in the tower right now. They were in the last generation. Um, what I mean, it comes down to a thing. Is it PvP with extra steps? Or are we doing PvP in a roleplay server? And the problem is, well, maybe it's not. Um, it's easy to point the finger at the tower just because they're so involved.
Yeah, and on top of that, they like, oh, see, the guys are like, I've been keep being told that they are like professional PvPers, like a freaking menace and all that stuff. But um, I don't think in the tower shoes that it's just PvP with extra steps. But I feel like because they get into so much conflict that people see them as PvPers with extra steps.
Yeah. I
So
think once you're on the end of once you fall on the end of a hostile interaction where you actually your character actually gets killed for so and so said this and you get killed, like you get wiped out, your character's done. I think that's when you say, okay, uh, there's a point in being salty about something, and then there's another point in being, okay, wow, you just ruined you just took away from the server. Like you're not helping you're not helping the growth. There's nothing. You're skipping the build up. You're jumping straight from okay, my dick's a little soft to okay, I'm coming. You know what I mean? You're not
yeah,
doing the in between. You're just skipping the build up and going straight for the climax. Um, is that what the tower does to people? I I don't know. I I I I I, I think what happens is people run to the tower and say we need protection or so and so. That's I think that's what I can see. And it's just become a thing to where uh, I don't know. I just wish somebody would get in a hostile interaction. And here's the thing, though, it's not what you see; it's what you don't see. How
yeah,
many times has somebody gotten in a hostile interaction and then let go? They don't. They're not going to start a ticket over that. You know what I mean? So the tickets and deaths we see are the ones that end in a character dying. But how many? I just want to know how many times has somebody been let go versus how many times somebody's been killed over a rumor.
yeah. I feel like with that kind of deal, kind of hate how some people die over a rumor because that happened with a good friend of mine, Jacob's character. Um, he got killed because they thought he was the leader of the tower.
Wow.
Some American dude, leader of the tower, which I thought was hilarious. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, it was pretty sad to hear that he got executed because of it. But
Hmm.
I think that was like early Vlad days.
Mm.
Yeah, very early Vlad days.
I will say the only reason I'm even talking about it is because it is a it is a point of some sort. I feel like anytime you go to the meme channel or off topic or any of the Discord channels, there's somebody in there that's I don't want to say salty, but there's somebody in there that's like, oh, Tower, it is some of it's a little bit justified, a little bit justified.
Yeah.
There was a point, and I was playing a comedian, stand-up comedian, and I was doing jokes for the cantina, and we had a
Whew.
show scheduled. It was supposed to be a very nice role play event, and then I was sitting out there at the campfire, and then lo and behold, Wyla Grace comes over, and it's like, oh, fucking can't get rid of this bitch. And then somebody walks by, and then starts talking to us, and I just met Grace and Graham, and then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, she gets up. Oh fuck me, the tower's coming, the tower's coming, and I'm like, as my new character, I don't. I admit the tower before. I just kind of ran by there and talked to him outside the fence. But I'm like, okay, so what? And then she runs off, and then I stay at the campfire. I'm like, big deal, Tara's coming, whatever. And then Tara comes and fucking starts yelling, put your fucking hands up, tits on the ground, all that shit. And
Yeah, I mean, they probably thought that you were one of the members there, so I
of
mean,
course, but it's just immediately like, oh fuck, and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, but then it's like, okay, all right, now I'm in handcuffs and I'm being marched towards the barn, and then somebody starts shooting at the tower and me. So I'm immediately
uh,
thinking, good God, this is not. I am literally here to try and like roleplay as a comedian, and
yeah,
I'm
and
sitting by a
Casimir was supposed to be there
campfire.
too.
I just all of a sudden 10, maybe not 10, let's say five tower guys run up on me while I'm sitting at the campfire, and all of a sudden it's get the fuck down, get the fuck down, get the fuck down, getting punched in the face, handcuffed. All of a sudden we're being shot at. I have no idea. Maybe it's Grace that was shooting at us. I never talked to her about that. Uh, and then I'm being marched to a barn and then interrogated. It's like, good God. I mean, I understand it's but it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Oh, yeah. And again, I mean, my character lived. They let him go, but it's like if there was I just feel like that if there was a drop of blood my character had in the water, that would have been it for him. If he had
Yeah,
a hint of going against the tower, that might have ended in an execution.
yeah, it might.
Um, but my guy was like a week old at the time, so who knows how that would have. But that seems to be the general um, attitude. I guess you would say from some people
Yeah,
is that characters are cut too short, and that I don't know.
they that kind of reminds me. There, there's like this one kid that is like hanging around. Like, pretty sure he's like maybe around his young teenage years, and like every week I just see that he dies like once every week, and I'm like, dude, how are you dying? And eventually I realized that, oh shoot, he tried to rob one of my friends. He died doing so. And then eventually,
Right.
when I was Lou, he somehow got caught up with these mercenaries that we hired to find some food. And they're like, hey, we found this guy for you. And lo and behold, it was that kid. I was like, God damn it. And like, I see him so many times, and I just feel so bad for him. But you like, But I'm pretty sure one of the main reasons why is because he's tries to be very aggressive kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's pretty crazy. But um, yeah,
No, I hear you. And again, just to clarify, I'm not shitting on the tower. I just thought that was it was roleplay.
yeah. I mean,
You
they were
can't.
just doing their deal.
Yeah, you can't forbid somebody from being. I mean, you're technically in Russia, Cherna, Russia, fictional. I mean, it's Russia. Let's just say it's Russia. You can't for. I mean, you can't be surprised when there's some type of military force still kicking. Um,
Yeah.
have you personally had any interactions with the tower?
I'm sorry, say again?
Have you yourself personally had any interactions with the tower yourself?
I've had little interactions here and there with my other three characters, not including Casimir.
Mm.
But with Abe the Wolf, I'll say I definitely got a big interaction with him. I'll just say that.
You got the get on the
I
fucking ground!
I want to say what all happened so bad, but again, it's right now it would actually be just like an hour after 24 hours since it happened because it happened so late at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think later on, if we ever do a podcast like this again, I would tell you.
All
But
right. Yeah. No, that's fair.
yeah, but right now it's sealed, it's sealed away. Um,
Yeah.
but again, I just want to say it's so bad. Ugh.
Nah, nah, I get you. It's it
But,
is what it is. I think it's brought a lot of role play,
oh
but
yeah,
yeah, yeah, and some people are gonna be salty either way.
yeah.
Um,
Oh wait, no, hold on. I lied. Hold on. There was a big interaction with Lou at least because there was an event where there was this um Russian military escort and the caravan, the tower, and Lou all joined up together to try and get this force and see what kind of information they could get out of him. There's that one big
all
interaction.
right. Trip with Lou and the caravan and the tower. Yeah, I remember the tower when I was in the colony. The tower came
Oh,
around.
yeah, dude, every time I see the tower, like there's always a huge number, and it's terrifying. They were they were terrifying presence,
Yeah,
and I feel
but
like that's pretty much their deal is to just be this terrifying.
yeah, and that's the thing though. They're not really a bad guy group though. From
Yeah.
what?
Oh, 1 second, my controller's dying.
Well,
My bad.
gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not really like the it's not it's not like the cannibals of the CDC of last season. It's not like a
There we go.
oh,
Yeah.
I've got it.
Second, just trying to get that deal situated. Um, Where do we leave off?
No, I was just saying they're not really like a bad guy.
I don't know.
Um, I was just in Silvergrad yesterday, and there was like a PA system saying something, and I was like, "Damn, this is good." Somebody, I think it was Makarov on the PA, playing some Russian music in the background,
Oh
and
God.
it had like a speech or something. I think I was in the town below Silvergrad, and I was hearing it, and I was thinking, you know what?
Wow.
Fuck, fuck me, that's good.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Like
God,
they're
just to,
they're
yeah,
good.
just have the presence of mind. But then it's like at the same time, I guess it's an eventually it would be a reality. It would be eventually you would have that um group. Like right now, I don't think you have a bad guy kind of like the Black Hand
I
to
mean,
where
well, might whenever it comes to like convicts and all that kind of deal. Like I'm sure it would happen
yeah,
if Logitechs were to be free,
right.
but maybe not as dramatic. Maybe, but
Yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah.
Dude, that Michael said that it's just like he just realized that it's 4 a.m. It is 4 a.m. Holy shit.
Oh, Michael. Oh, fuck. I forgot to check the chat. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Kami Spectre is here. I
Call me
remember that dude.
Spectre. Oh, yeah, 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 okay. That's, Jackson. Or J. Hey, what's up, Spectre? What's up, dickhead? Just thinking about you. PvP event happens. I fear the tower. League immediately says, take it as a compliment. You guys are terrifying. Says Michael, yeah, I understand for sure. I'm not gonna read the whole chat. Thank you though, guys. It's cool. I'm an idiot and I forgot we're alive.
Oh wait, oh, and he says we aren't professional PvPers, by the way. I thought they were. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I've been hearing that they're just super good at PvP. I don't know. Either that, or I think I might just be thinking about Habit because he is a really good PvPer, but again, he's a really good RPer as well. He's a
Yeah.
jack of all trades. I
I,
think I
I
might just be thinking of him.
I think it's the people that I don't know. I think it's people that look at them and say, okay, they're the nomads, and now they're the tower. It's the same people in the same group. I think that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, you forgot you're alive. I have never had that
I
happen. I mean, alright, well, it's 4 a.m. again, so I mean, I'm sure we're like
yeah.
brain dead right now, or I am kind of
And I'm not.
trying to
Yeah,
pull all nighter here.
that's not a dig either. I've it's hard to get uncomfortable with people that you're already comfortable with when it comes to role
Right.
playing.
Yeah, like you gotta kind of just gotta wait for them to do something,
Right.
kind of, yeah, and then again you'll kind of think about it, and you're like, damn, do I
Right.
really want to do this? Whatever, with whatever situation you might be in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like when Coulter Wall came back. He had to go away again because of college, but
Oh yeah, I remember Culture Wall. He was the English doctor, right?
yeah, yeah, man, we had
He's a
God,
cool
we had
dude.
plans. We had plans.
Man, I
And
love that dude. I miss him.
yeah, he had to go away again, man. And unfortunately he did, but when I didn't even know he was back. I was just in the colony of Serpico, and then all of a sudden Coulter Wall had gotten picked up by Faye and Dawson, I think, and brought into the colony. And then I walk out of my tent, and there he is, and it's like, meeting Frankie on PC or something in game. I was like, oh my god.
So,
So,
all right, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know Coulter Wall that much. All I know is that he's like a well-known person in the server. Am I right, or something like that? Like,
yeah,
what's
well,
Coulter's deal?
his role play ability is unmatched. Uh, in my opinion, in my opinion. If you watch, he has posted like one video to We That Remain, and it won the competition.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it won it by a landslide. Uh, it was his. He had a character called Father Josiah in the last iteration, and he rallied the entire server with a speech. The entire server he rallied. This wasn't an event or anything. It was just in game. Naturally, he rallied everybody, and they all came down to where he was, and then he gave a speech. And this speech is like something. It's like, have you seen Braveheart with Mel Gibson?
No, but I've seen a little speech scene
It's
video.
ki-
But yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's like he's walking back and forth in front of this crowd of people, and it's like something out of a movie. He didn't even edit the fucking video, and he won the competition. It was just a 15-minute clip of his speech, and it's glorious. Like there, and then you talk to him out of character, and he sounds nothing like Father Josiah at all.
Wow.
He's like a legitimate fucking Robert De Niro. He's like an actor.
Yeah.
He's something else. He's something else. So when he came back as Lawrence Vogel, well, I was all over those nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, what are you doing? I won in,
Yeah.
but I met him in game. Legitimately, naturally, people say that, but I legit naturally. He just popped in one day when I was in the colony. But are you tired, man? Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. Here's Wally's way. He could do what I can't. He could do other forces. I'm kind of jealous of that. Me too.
Sorry about that.
You're good. What did you say?
That's usually why I keep Wiley around so she can talk while I pee. No, man, I was saying Coulter Wall. I was the war speech. He can do what I can't do with other voices. Yeah. No, I was saying when he came back as Lawrence Vogel, I was in the colony of Serpico, and he just showed up, and I had no idea. I thought he was done because he's in college. So I thought Father Josiah was his last character, and then he showed up at the colony one day as some English dude, and
Yeah. So,
I was like, Jesus Christ, what are the chances? That's what I love about meeting people in game. Like you just never really know what the hell's going on.
yeah, like it's crazy. This whole server is like crazy. Good, a good kind of crazy.
Right.
Yeah, because like I never really expected to be in a server like this, and like we have those like well-known people respect a lot, and sometimes even be fans of.
Yeah. It's
It's nuts.
It is.
Honestly,
There's a lot of people too that you meet that you never met before, and it's like
yeah.
wow. Like fuck, what was that guy's name? The guy that was in the cantina. He oh, I can't even imitate his accent. He took
Like a surfer dude accent?
yeah, but that was
What's
his
up,
other
bro?
split personality. He had like a real estate dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and he would talk. Ah, God, I can't even do it. He would
Oh, you're talking about those like stereotypical car salesman accents,
Ch-
or
Charles. I think his name was Charlie or Charles.
oh, Oh, did he have like a? Is it posh?
Yeah, it was
Is that what
something.
it?
It was like a
Yeah,
very like looking down on you kind of accent. Like
yeah, yeah. That was, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like this posh English accent.
how dare you, sir?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That was one of Casimir's other personalities as well. Is this random posh dude who thinks that he has like this nice tailor business.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like
I...
it was crazy. I would love to meet Charlie with this personality. Like two peas in a pod. Is that how you say
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though. He unfortunately quit playing because uh, here's the thing. Here's what I don't get.
Yeah. OC Grudge, wasn't it?
I guess he quit playing because of the tower, right?
Mm.
But then he is posting posters on the tower walls all the time, antagonizing them. So, yeah, so it's like when they respond, it's like, motherfucker, what'd you expect?
Yeah, I don't know that.
That's what I don't get. A lot of people that bitch about the tower, they end up. It's like, well,
Yeah, I mean, shit happens. I mean,
yeah.
I thought it was, I thought it was pretty all right. And then, I just,
Oh yeah,
my
he was.
friends tell me about
Oh
what's this and that.
yeah,
So,
the dude was amazing.
but,
How much time you got? You got time to might have another guest pop in here in a minute.
I'll be down to stay as long as I can. I don't care if I do an all-nighter if you are.
Yeah.
No promises though. I
No, I hear
might
you.
might fall
20
asleep on you.
24-hour podcast, but
Oh, fuck. I still think you're a madman for that. I still think you're kind of crazy.
you're the only person that actually thinks I did 24 hours, by the way. Dude, I went like 8 hours, and then the server, it rained the entire time. Yeah. And after like 8 hours, I was like, this is the most idiotic idea I think I've had in my life. Yeah, I I could do it if I wanted. I mean, if I had the content at the time, there was just nothing. Uh, yeah, yeah. it was just bad timing. It was just bad timing.
Yeah.
Michael, no, no, it's not wireless. She's sleeping. It's whatever.
Yeah.
It makes her pinching. It's kind of putting us to get mad that badly. Yeah, I agree, Michael.
I wonder if what's his name? Winters Gaming would be a good guess. Do you think so?
Yeah, we got him.
Because I've been wanting to talk to him about this.
Right.
He was good as Chaos. Do you
Yeah.
want to try and pull him in?
I have him in 3 weeks. I did just use. I did just send an invite to a mystery guest who should be joining momentarily. But
Nice.
Winners Gaming is God. There's a lot to talk about there because he's with the Black Hand and the Tower, so
Oh
you
yeah,
got like a fucking novel.
yeah.
Um,
What's up, Spectre?
oh,
What's up? Hello.
What's up, dude?
thank you so much, man, for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
Um, God. Okay, so if anybody's just coming in, we got Spectre, aka Jackson from the last generation, um, aka God, I don't even know. Fuck.
Makarov right now.
Yeah, Makarov. That's right.
Oh, you're Makarov. Okay.
I'm the
Leader.
twisted one.
Yeah. I don't want to go too far into the
Mm.
metaverse, but I think he is a big force behind the tower. Or he may be a guest. I don't know. Maybe he's got like a guest room in there. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Woke up about an hour ago and yeah, just jumped in. Saw a lot of tower talk, so I figured I'd make a few comments in the chat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I was just catching up on that. It's hard. Well, here's the thing, though. It's hard not to talk about the tower.
Mm.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay, because there is a lot of there's a lot of. It seems like there's a lot of shots at you guys at in the meme channel and the off topics and the ID discussion and the general
Mm.
chat. It seems like every now and then there's kind of like a little hidden subliminal shot at you guys for ruining RP. Uh,
It,
uh, I would say I. Here's my thing.
mm.
Um, somebody posts a perfect example. We're just talking about Cantina. Uh, sorry, I got that wrong.
That's one of the most evident ones when it comes to our character issues and all that. It's
Yeah,
canteen stuff.
it's like okay, you post posters on the tower wall antagonizing the tower, and then when the tower
Mm.
responds back, you get an out of character grudge, and then you quit. It's like, well, what do you expect? You poke the bear.
Yeah, that one was so. I feel like I can get into that a bit more because of their situation in slowing down on playing the server, which they've stated in the Discord. Like, so from our perspective, like we like so that storyline came off of the Stephen French storyline as like a byproduct of that, and
Oh, really?
yeah, because the Cantina is made up of people who were around back then. So they had their reason, and it could have been a really good storyline, and it could have been something, but stuff started happening out of character, which like on their side was quite poor, which a lot of people don't know about. Um, stuff like in private parties and stuff, advocating people to come and KOS us, stuff like that.
Mm.
So unfortunately, that art got ruined by just out of character issues blowing out the water. But yeah, when it came down to the poster stuff, it's like, it's like we got a poster on the door. It's evidently from this person. Are you surprised that we then come by and say hello?
Right. I mean, if you're gonna antagonize somebody, and you get a response, don't be surprised. Michael says, "Hello, this man is scary and roleplay. They don't ruin it. They spice it up and make it better." Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree with that. I haven't been around the tower too much in character
Mm.
or in game,
I
but
have.
I
It's
was in.
fun.
Yeah, I
You
was in
know, Spectre.
Servergrad the other
You know.
day.
I wasn't there, but I've been told.
Oh, I thought you were there.
Yeah, no, I was in Servergrad. I wasn't even in Servergrad. It was a town south of Servergrad, and there was a message on the PA system.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, and as soon as I got into town, my first reaction was, "Holy shit! Wait, somebody's right beside me." And then I looked at it, I was like, "Oh no, no, this is the microphone." And I was like, "Oh, okay, wow. So this is legitimate." I just randomly walked into a town and I'm in the middle of hearing Russian music and a speech from Ma'am. Uh, God, I can't remember. I know so little about who's in the character, but his
Mm,
PSN is Ma'am, um, MAM something, and he was doing a
yeah.
speech, and it was very in character. It was a very heartfelt speech, and I just stood there and listened. I was like, oh, okay, holy shit, yeah, these guys are role playing. This is not the this is not the subliminal shots that you hear about all the time.
Yeah, because so when we look in the Discord, like we see it like, or at least like from my perspective, when I'm looking at Discord, when I'm looking at just overall, the people's opinions and stuff, because there was quite a, I'd say like lengthy discussion in the ideas discussion, just about like the tower and stuff, where like like I think it was Bean which voiced some opinions, and it's like I'm more than happy to like listen to people's opinions, and hell even talk about them in DMs and that, and that's fine. Like for me, it's like yeah, I understand where you're coming from. This is this, this is this, and then there's a the flip side of it where it's where people are just salty, and it gets a pain in the ass for us.
Yeah.
um,
Why do you think they're salty though? I mean, like, what's the?
so I do understand. Like I think sometimes people think like we're like heartless and we don't understand like where people are coming from. But we do. We very much do understand where people are coming from, and you know, there was definitely when it came to the argument, there was towards the beginning of the season, there was definitely more sort of I could say accurate points than than sort of inaccurate ones. But throughout the season, as we got through them, like we've 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 changed drastically according to our storyline, um, and some of the points now are just to me like I understand how they perceived that point. Um, but like at the same time, from being inside of the tower, I know that like that point isn't necessarily true. It's just they don't have all the facts of the situation or how we run ourselves. Like at the start, there was an argument that say like we had fixed membership, right? Which we don't. We've done quite a lot of like recruiting into the group throughout the entire season. That's just an example. Um,
Yeah.
you know, so like some of the hate does come from just sometimes just people just being mad at the situation, which is completely fine. It's what when Weiler died the other day at the Grove. It's like it was like a very rough situation from our side because I can't get into too much in it, but like I can understand how like she was mad at the situation. I can fully understand that, and I'm fine. If people were just mad at the situation, they understand it's just RP and that's just how things go. That's like fine, they get over that in time and we just move on. But then there's these
Right.
people who stick to the situation. It's just never ends.
Yeah.
How okay, well shit, that's something I'd like to ask. Since that situation already played out and Grace got killed,
Mhm.
um how would that have played out had she surrendered and
So
not denied the demands in that hostile interaction?
the interesting thing was, so like towards the start when we first start hearing of the Grove, when we start hearing of like the stuff they wanted to do, they're planning to do, or these are all us hearing things. So we're like, okay, we'll do this. And just prior to this conflict starting with them and Metalurg, we'd have a conversation with Lectarg out of character about people's concerns and to do this. So we heard about this. We've been called for help by Metalurg. Hey, can you come and help us? This is happening. Um, and we basically said no. We're like, we've got all these other things to do, so we're just gonna let this one sort of ride out. And if it comes for us, then we will get involved. Which eventually it did. Um, when there was this massive like alliance to help come and take us down. Um, but that night when Wyler died, we were actually going there to sort of necessarily like, take her hostage, but like mainly go there to question her and like most likely let her go, which for us was like the frustrating part because it's like we just wanted to like question her in our own way, figure out all this stuff to do with Frasier and all these other things that we've been hearing, and then
All right.
just let her go. So I wanted to message her that after the situation. I was like, if I message her, I might get yelled at, so I'm just not gonna do that.
Yeah.
um,
Well,
but
I'm not saying her character didn't deserve to die. I mean, she was responsible for, well, Grace was responsible for I for many many deaths I've heard, and then they post her on the tower walls, so it's
yeah,
I mean,
it
again, I mean, there isn't something else. So, bring back Casimir's guts back to Metallurg, I think, with the poster.
yeah.
So,
that that was an interesting situation because so when that happened, like I had already knew, because I got contacted saying we're gonna send Casimir up there as a spy, and I was like, this isn't gonna go well.
All right.
um, I
well,
knew it
it
from the
would
get-go because
have.
not many people can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean,
Lie.
it would have. I mean, it would have went well if Casimir didn't have such a freaking heart, and that's what kind of got him killed.
You
He felt
confess,
bad.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
confessed that was the whole thing. He admitted he got emotional, and
I
that's where he
didn't.
slipped.
Yeah, I didn't know their kill count was that. Well,
Yeah.
they, yeah, like I said, I even told, um, God, I remember seeing a ticket as a poster and, from the Groove and then person on Tower Halls. I was like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna. I sent a quick DM. I said, if you expect to build any sort of group, yeah, I mean, you need to at least lay low for
Mm,
going after the number one, going after the biggest group on the server when you barely have anybody is not gonna. You're not gonna go nowhere. It's just not gonna. You need to be a little more patient about um, what you do. You just can't go antagonize the biggest group on the server and then expect to build a group your own. It's just it's not gonna play it that well.
Which was weird for that storyline because we met Grace on like the first day she was playing that character, and we actually helped her. We gave her some supplies and stuff to help them get started. So it's very weird for us when they started coming after her. Like, what did we do?
I mean, it probably again could have been just like rumors that a tower,
Mm,
tower bad people kind of deal, you know? Because I don't know, from what I've heard or from what I was told, like people were saying, yeah, tower's bad. They're a goddamn menace. But every time I see you guys come by with every character, sure, you guys look freaking terrifying, but like y'all just seem chill for the most part. Just ask for directions or something like that. You came by for a wedding. I remember that. Were you there for that wedding, Spectre?
I don't remember being present for a wedding.
Oh, like I I remember a bunch of Tower people heading over to the colony
Ah,
because
oh,
whenever I was part of Vlad.
when Nadia and
But
Christian got married.
No, no. It was Faye and Dawson.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
think at that point I was probably still banned. Um,
Oh shit.
because I played at the start of this season and an accident happened and I was off for 30 days. So,
Just little oopsies. Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
is it a fair point to say? We talked about this earlier. Is it a fair point to say that people have so many ties to the tower that they kind of run to them for problems, and that's why you see the tower kind of involved in generally, I want to say you see the tower involved in some hostile interactions outside of Servergrad. Is it because people run to the tower and say, hey, so and so is doing this.
oh yeah, that's definitely a fair point. It's especially when that person who sort of comes to us saying, "Oh, this person did this," or "This group did this to me," if they especially come to us if they hear that we are also having some issues with that group, because they're like, oh, well, they might go and do this, so I'm gonna go and get in their ear, sort of thing. Um, which we have definitely come wise to, and gone, in more situations like, they're just using us like because they know, so it's like why should we get involved? This like we've
Right.
I've got in contact with loads of people basically asking, hey, I've got this issue going on, and I've pretty much responded to a lot of them with, we've also got a lot of stuff going on. We can't really help you right now, but we'll keep our ear to the ground. Like, you know.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember way back in the beginning with Norman and Emily and the hotel. It was I think she was threatening to call the tower, or there was a side where she was trying to call Stephen French and then trying to call the tower at the same time. There was a conflict of interest there.
yeah, I remember that. I was there and I got the shit end of the stick because French went up to me because, Duke was there and apparently there's like something in the past with Duke and Frenchie, so as of late I got the bad end of that stick. But I don't remember about the tower. Oh well, no, I do. I do remember that part now.
Well,
Never mind.
yeah, I was just gonna say it seems like some people kind of rely on the tower as a security force.
Well, from what I remember, I think the tower were just trying to get at Frenchie for some
Mm.
reason.
So the whole Frenchie conflict was mainly, like, I came in the latter half of it, when it was sort of like when I came back, I helped tie up that conflict, um, after I joined the tower, um, because I had, intel, and stuff. And from what I was told from our perspective, it was obviously different from their perspective as to why this conflict was happening. But it was, so they've been doing, after Tim's death or Jake's death, which you mentioned earlier, they had been doing some investigating into basically who did it. And I think at some point it led back to French, but we didn't have necessarily enough to go, okay, this was him. And eventually, I came back and got some intel and stuff, but for the most part, I think it was mainly to do with a situation in which French and Bushman came by and like shot up a load of our vehicles, or a load of Tower's vehicles, while we were inside the base, which at the time wasn't against the rules, so they got away with it, which was just quite unfortunate, quite frustrating as well.
Oh, that wasn't? I bet it was the whole time.
No, yeah, it wasn't against the rules because, as far as I'm aware, from what I was told,
Oh.
no
you
one
can.
really got. I think it was reported, but
Yeah, you can shoot a car outside of a base.
eventually it got altered in the rules. 'Cause I think I made the suggestion, and then it sort of got ignored. And I think it was Deluxe Irishman, which made another suggestion, and it got picked up, thankfully, because it's yeah, this isn't nice, realistically, people put time into getting these things, and it's just gets ripped away from them. Especially coming from a group which has been offline rated probably 6 times across the last 2 seasons. We offline rated.
Fuck me, has the tower been offline rated?
So the tower building itself hasn't. The apartments hasn't yet. Hopefully it won't. I think there was an attempt, but when someone's going around with garden plots and stacking them to get side bases, I think there was an attempt because I found some garden plots around the back of the base, but yeah, I think there was an attempt there. But when the Berezino incident happened with Habit and they took over that base, I think it got offline rated twice or 3 times. I think a few of our guys got KOS'd good 2 or 3 times from people. I think that's just from people waking back up in the base, not knowing it's been taken over, and then just shooting the first person they saw.
Oh, I remember that situation.
Yeah. So that one got offline rated. We have we had an old base this season, which currently being investigated because I got there to go clear it out, and in the lower half of the gate, which had been shot off, and it's okay, someone's offline this one. And then there's another situation more recent, which fortunately has been being able to be played out in an actual RP storyline, which a base got broken into, not fully okay. There's certain merit to it, but it's not fully okay how we did it. But fortunately, that one was able to be played out actually as an RP storyline, so we can actually do something there other than just this person gets banned and it just ruins potential, RP which should come from it. Because realistically, in the recent one, we didn't, it wasn't a massive heartache for us, but it's created good RP, so couldn't ask for more.
Yeah. No, I just watched a video. God, I have the memory of a gnat. You guys were in Story Serber at the military base. And then you start talking to this guy, and eventually you hold him up, and shit hits the fan immediately after that. I think oh God, I want to say it's you. I want to say you posted the video because I think I'm subscribed to you, so that's probably why. Yeah, and you get shot, and then no, you shoot this guy that's shooting at you guys. He's in a ghillie suit, and you see the blood splatter come out when you shoot him.
He lived.
Yeah. So I was
He's a,
wondering, that had to have been the guy that I think shot you in the leg, right?
no, so in that situation, so we ran up on. I'll leave their names out for the sake of it, because so we ran up on this person because we were scouting the area due to information we had had on a hostile group, um, and he was there matching descriptions of the group which was responsible, which was around Achilles, who is now dead, which killed our friend Marston.
Okay, so
Um,
he was a significant.
he
Okay,
was
that
very
wasn't
sick.
just
Yeah,
that was not some random guy then. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it's not like we saw him and was just like, "Fuck you, we're gonna hold you up." There was a meaning behind it, and so that happened. Um, I won't get into personal theories too much, but I have a theory of how everyone, the rest of them, showed up conveniently after.
Yeah, your shit hit the fan pretty fast after
Because
you guys got him in the container. It was like,
so
okay.
we got him in the container. I was just about to start questioning him, and my guys called out, "Oh, there's another guy." I just sort of turned. It's like, stay fucking there, stay handcuffed, don't move. Um, you know, and we all sort of get this other guy. And as they're all looking at him, I see a ghillie running across the field behind him. And I was like, "There's a ghillie, there's a ghillie." I step in front of where, so you can't see what happens to the other guy, but he drops his hands um, and starts spinning around, looking at me. His AK has been dropped on the floor, so at any point he could just pick that back up, which was probably his plan. And we weren't,
Oh,
with my call out, we weren't in that sort of stage where it's like, we're not going to test this. He's matching a description, he's dropped his hands, he's not compliant. And he got shot and killed. Um, and then as he got shot, I think a sniper shot from the second sniper rung out, missed. I shot the ghillie, and I saw him go down. I thought he died. You can see me call it out in the video, and one of our other guys call it out in the video.
yeah, you can see
Um,
the blood splatter.
mm. And I go over. I'm beginning to go over to go check it out, make sure he's dead, or if he's uncon, cuff him back up, because we thought it was just those three. And from the side, there's a fourth guy in the big red barn on the catwalk, which is the one that sniped me, broke my leg. And the guy obviously returned fire. He got out of there alive. I'm pretty sure he got hit, but he got out of there alive. Same with the ghillie, because obviously with a broken leg, and we didn't know how many were around. It's like we need just to go. Um, and then obviously one of our other guys ended up getting his leg shot off as well. I think the sniper was going for me, but because he missed slightly because of where the other guy was standing, he missed me slightly. Which otherwise I probably would have died in that situation. I'm surprised I didn't. Like in the moment after getting shot, I was like, "This is it. I'm in an open field with a broken leg." um, but somehow I got out of there alive, and then we're able to do, going back to I think an earlier point mentioned was was like the you know when it came to the first guy we grabbed, it wasn't like in that situation we probably very much justifiably could have gone, okay, all these guys showed up, one of them looks very much like you, and we're getting shot at. We probably very much could have just shot him, but we didn't. We got him out of there, and we were able to do some RP revolving around that. But that situation got very bad very quickly. um, but
Yeah,
which is
because you
weird.
guys ended up
Mm,
actually escorting him back to
mm,
uh another location. I don't want to say
mm.
uh, I don't know if that's ongoing or not, but he was escorted for 30 minutes at least. I feel like it would
Oh
take
yeah.
to get there.
I mean, so we sent him ahead with one of our guys to go to this other location, which didn't have a broken leg. So they were there probably 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. It was me and the other guys, which took a bit of time to get there. Because two of us had broken legs, and we're trying to be careful because we're going through open fields. There's a sniper, one of us could get
Yeah,
hit. So it's like, it took us a bit of time to get there with broken legs.
right.
Um,
Who was it? God, can't pronounce his name. I'm an idiot.
Abdu.
Yep, yep, yep.
Um, yeah, we've gone through. Yeah, we've got shot in that situation. It was very full, and I hope in my head I'm like that's got to be the like that's sort of like the precursor to Makarov's death. I hope if I get in another gunfight, that's when I die because like I've been getting lucky so much, and I got a close call. Next time must be it, sort of thing.
Right.
I'm hoping that this Russian accent's getting annoying. um,
Nah. I mean, I hope you guys don't get soft or let up. I hope
mm,
if you guys do go out, it's because generally you got bested. I don't want it to be
mm,
like a, you know what? Okay, let's give somebody a win. I don't want it to be that.
yeah.
I want it to be a genuine go out. To talk about that video though, I do want to say like how the hell. Okay, so I don't know a lot of the context before. I mean, you guys are obviously looking for somebody. You got some intel. How? My question is, how does it get set up where you have at least two snipers that are covering the on the opposing side that are already there? It's not like they just ran in and started shooting. They had to have already
So
been there.
the guy in the big red barn that was set up. So at the beginning of my video, you can see that when we were before we ran up on the first guy, we were outside the red barn. Prior to that, we were actually up inside the red barn. Me and one of our guys giving the others cover because they needed to go into the town to get water. Um, so no one was up there. So you know,
Mm.
my personal theory is after we in the video you can see us run up on the first person. Takes a couple minutes, decent say 10 seconds to respond while standing still. And my theory would be he was using a bit of external communications.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and because if you look at the pacing of what was going on, that Gilly and the guy in the big barn were set up to go to those locations because Gilly was sprinting through a field. He stopped in the bush. He knew exactly where to go, and then the guy in the barn also knew where to go. It
Yeah.
wasn't like,
It seems very convenient and quick.
hmm.
Uh,
Fortunately, we were able to handle ourselves in a situation which goes sideways. Um,
yeah. It made for a great video. I mean, just
yeah,
yeah, whether it was a meta or not, it made for a great.
yeah, it made for a very, very interesting situation. And a complete change of pace for us because there we are going into the situation thinking, okay, we have the drop on one of them. We might, this is it. We might actually have one of them. And then it went sideways very quickly. Um, and, uh,
Yeah.
and, you know, it would have been interesting to see. Say if we had hung back and waited and just watched that first guy to see if those other guys showed up and went over with it, and seen how that situation would have played out if they were all together, and we all ran up on them at that time, which I reckon probably would have resulted on more casualties for both sides, because
Hmm.
it would have been a 4-on-4, you know, that could have gone very badly. um,
Yeah.
That could have gone very badly for both sides, really. Um, and
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how after that event, that storyline plays out. It's going to be interesting to see how things go.
Right. And I mean, not to get on here and like defend the guys or nothing, but there is a general like I don't want to say general or there's like a thing like oh the tower never leaves the base. It's like well hey they were just in Story Serber, so
um,
if you
yeah.
really wanted to take them out, yeah, all you gotta do is watch the base and wait for them to leave.
So
That's
that
it's not like
argument's
they're
very interesting.
it's not like they're just
Because
standing behind the walls the whole time.
yeah,
So
I am a very big fan of that argument. That we never ever go out of the base, or we never go out of base alone. Because I think literally, what was it? 2 days ago. It says, yeah, Thursday. I was just out on my own, just doing my own thing in a car, just driving around. And there's been a lot of occasions, especially even if we're on foot. Like I've been running around on my own, been in situations on my own, and it's like for me, it's like I know that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just I think when we move around on our own, a lot of us we move smart, So it's like staying in the wood line, staying out of sight. If you see someone calling on our radio, oh yeah, I see someone. It's always the little things which I can sort of like people need to be very very on point with. Is with us we move smart. If you see one of us on our own, chances are they've either radioed others and said, okay, I see this person, I'm going to this situation, um, or they're just staying out of the way, or they're just gonna hide, or not gonna say hide, or they're just gonna run into some bushes or something and just stay hidden.
So there's a
And then
constant feedback. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm hidden over here. If you don't hear back from me in 10 minutes, something's probably.
Yeah. So a prime example of this is the situation with Rabbit or Yankee's death in our group. We were over in Gorka, um, doing fucking whatever it was, and he had radioed basically saying, "Oh, hello, is there anyone out there?" Now in our group, he was the one which was most on point when it came to radios. Like it's like you need to have these on, you need to So like after a couple of minutes, we radio back, and it's like hello, yeah, we're here, we're just doing this. You right? And he's no response. Radio again, another couple of minutes. It's just like, you're right, you're not responding. And after he didn't respond after that, it's like something's happened. We need to go. Because it's especially from him to be so quiet. It's like, okay, this is something's wrong. And then we're able to get in a situation with, which was in one of my previous videos, the erasing a bloodline video, which originally had no like correlation to being held up. We got some other intel, which he wanted to interrogate and investigate and see if it happened. And then yeah, we found the red armband and the M4 and his night vision on Joella. It's like that.
Right. That's with Joel
Yeah.
and Onion and Mother, right?
And then yeah, they they got the confession, and that's like what ended up tipping my character in that video. Was like he went brutal.
Did you see that, Papa Vlad?
Do what? Sorry, I'm like zoning out and stuff, so.
Oh, my bad.
Okay,
Did you
no,
watch?
you're good.
Did you watch that Erasing the Bloodline?
I did not. No, I don't think so.
It's worth a view. That's a disturbing.
Oh, wait. Who did it include?
Joella, Onion, and Mother.
Mother wasn't in this one. It was Panos Mac who played Jim Jam.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that. No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, I should watch that one. I don't know why I said Mother. I'm just used to her being tortured. I think she got it later on. I think that's what I'm mixing it up.
Yeah, she did twice.
It felt bad knowing that it's like Jesus, two characters. This is making a track record now.
Wait,
Right.
I remember seeing Georgia's, and I was like, no, I can't watch this. I feel so horrible because I just felt so bad. I was like, no, I can't watch this.
It's weird, isn't it? It's disturbing, but like
It
seemed
is.
like
Y'all did pretty good. Not
I
bad.
actually, when it came to George's death, like I said this to the guys in RP after I found out, because I wasn't awake at the time. I was probably actually at work when they were doing it, and I found out. I was like, Loki wanted to let her go. I wanted to let her. I think either the day before or the night before that happened, I'd actually gone to her and said, right, we don't need you anymore. Leave the town. Don't come back. She came back, and around the same time, Mikhail had been chased down by Black Hand members, and then she'd also talked to them after we told her, "Hey, don't ever fucking contact them again." And yeah, that's what led to her death. Is that conversation she had with them?
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
Lou almost got the bad end of that stick as well, because he was there the day before that all happened.
yeah.
He was, yeah.
Which,
Oh, over there in by the Black Hand.
Yeah. Like, Lou, I mean, originally Lou just wanted to try and get Georgia to the cantina, because he was trying to get Cantina's trust at the time, so. Then he heard that because somebody was like right there whenever it happened and said this, and so he just kind of kept it secret from then.
I think I just want to go off topic and say that I think the favorite meme I have seen is when you posted that one of Matthew McConaughey and the Interstellar beating on the glass while he's watching Father Vlad go and talk to Chaos.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and make a meme, and I remember that. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sub that.
Don't do it. Stop.
No.
Yeah.
I will say, when it comes to like interrogation and all that, like threatening and such, like y'all do a good job. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a wake up. I remember being at the cantina to do a comedy act, and it was supposed to be like some show, and then Grace shows up, and it's the first time I've met Wyla and game as Grace, and she just shows up. I have a campfire. I'm like practicing my corny jokes, and then Grace shows up, and then we're talking, and somebody comes along, and then like 10 minutes later, she's like, "The tire's on the way. The tire's on the way." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I, I don't have nothing. Nothing's going on with me in the tower. We'll be fine. And then she just hauls ass. And then, like a minute later, the tower shows up, and it's, you know, fucking, get on the fucking ground.
so that situation, just a little bit of context behind that, because I can get into that now, because that story arc's pretty much, that story arc's completely done. So, pretty much the reason why we were out that day, and, we ended up softball roping you up after trying to rope Wyler up, was because I think a day or two before that, we'd got intel of this 5-group alliance with the we had all the groups in it, because we actually had someone on the frequency they were using because they trusted him, and he told us it was like this Grove, CFF, Cantina, and a couple other groups. And that's why, so we're out that day trying to capture originally one of the CFF guys, Troy, who's obviously now dead. So we got in a situation that Troy wasn't coming, and then one of our guys who's coming to meet us basically said, fucking the Groves at the Cantina, and we were like right next door to it, because we're in Zaprudno at the Big Red Barn. Like, okay, Troy's not coming, we can go and handle this. And that's why we went over, was because it's like, okay, Grover's also part of this, we need to talk to them about this and figure out what's going on and why they are, because like to us it caught us off guard when we heard their names, because it was like we helped her on the first day with building supplies and stuff like that. Why is this happening?
Right.
And yeah, so in that situation, I can't say if she did stick around. I can't necessarily say like how that would have gone down with her character, because it's like we got the intel off of at least there's actually 2 people, because the New Frontier Achilles was part of it, and he'd also come to us with this idea. He was going to leverage, if you give me a peace pact, I will back out of this alliance. So we got it off of him, who was part of it, and then someone else who was on the radio. So I couldn't think what would have happened if Weiler hadn't somehow knew we were on the way. She probably would have died.
That's the thing. I was curious. I think I asked her when we did a podcast that week. I said, "How did you even know they're on the way?" And then she said that incoincidentally, somebody she had been trying to recruit to the Groove, or the Grove, uh, you guys had randomly run into, and one of you had spilled the beans about seeing Wyla at the cantina by a bonfire, and that guy radioed Wyla while I was sitting there at the campfire with her, but I didn't hear it. Yeah, so it was like a complete random chance thing, because the guy radioed, "Hey, I just heard the tower's looking for you. They're on the way over there."
So okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. So just prior to that situation, we'd been set up in the Big Red Barn to try and capture Troy, using that as a meeting point. One of our guys was going to try and ambush him, and two guys rolled up, and we sort of interrogated them as to why we're doing that, and we told them to run south. I honestly thought we probably took their radios off of them, but I guess we didn't. So that actually makes sense, because I'm pretty sure, like, at some point, I think his name came up in relation to Grove at some point, but so that actually makes a lot of sense, because we thought originally, because we saw obviously Weiler, and then Weiler running south, and then we saw another guy running north. We thought originally the guy running north had been in the bushes and just spotted us coming over, or Weiler had seen us from the cantina, because from where we were, our guy, when he was at the cantina talking to them, he said that he could see us, like, at the Red Barn. So it's like, I guess it was one of those two guys which we roped up. Obviously,
no, we're in the middle of a conversation now. It's just goes, "Gotta go, tower's coming." Yeah, okay.
And then obviously a meme came very shortly after that, about us ruining RP with guns, and it's like, I think it came from her, which was strange, because it's like, how can you join a 5-group alliance against the tower and not expect some fallback?
Yeah. Can't go there. I posted one of Walter White 3 seconds after meeting the tower.
Yeah, I gotta have some bad luck whenever it comes to like being friends with like certain people in certain groups, because there was Lou, and at the time, at first he found this opportunity with the cantina, but then he realized that there was problems with the tower, and then there was was it CFF? CCF?
CFF.
CFF. Casimir wanted to try this gun running business with these two other guys, but they're like, we'll think about it. And then later on, he gets asked if he wants to help take out a couple of tower members, and Casimir was like, "No, I don't think I will."
Wow, so it's an ongoing assassination, it seems.
Yeah, they're trying.
They're out there.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it hasn't happened. I mean, as much like subliminal bullshit you get out of Discord, it's like, where is this 20? I'm surprised nobody has gotten this 20-person group or something to just like try to do it, but I don't know.
I think so. Like, when it came to like the closest anyone got in credit to him was I think it was Spartan's character when he was in the CFF, and he was pushing for this alliance thing, And had it not been for Achilles' character being like a little snake to get what he wanted,
Yeah.
and our guy, he probably could have been very successful in it, or at least taken out like a chunk of us, because But we just got the intel and acted on it. 'Cause it's like this could go very bad for us very quickly, so we need to act on this. Um, and had it not been for that, it probably could have been very bad for us. But fortunately, we got out of that
Yeah.
sort of okay. Um, it's interesting as well because like I think we were talking about this whole storyline is it's got to be a point where the tower gets taken out. It's got to be this point where it all comes to an end. And I was saying, look, I'm hoping for that because it will create a good RP, and it'd be nice to see the tower like finally come
Oh.
down.
Oh.
It has got to be a point,
Yeah, it needs to be genuine though. I mean, it shouldn't be giving anybody an edge on purpose. I think it should be a genuine um, experience. It should be it's just not. There's really not enough reason to rally. I think against the terror. They're not bad guys per se in character. When you hear about them in character, maybe the things they do to people might be bad, but it's not. It's not like they're actively hunting good people. I would say.
I
Uh,
would
my,
say, go ahead.
Michael comes in and says, I'm surprised he should have hit them with a corny joke when they said to get on the ground. Yeah, there was no time. There was no time to respond.
Um,
Uh, Six wolf attack
that's
today. Logan. Yeah, wolves are fucking all over the place.
they are horrible this season. They
Yeah.
are horrible. I can, you'll be doing something, and then out of the blue there'll be 20 of them.
Yeah, exactly. I saw like they were just circling each other in the middle of a field. It was at least 20.
Yeah, like I say,
Uh,
aggroed on each other.
yeah, I will. Let me just say this. I'll say generally I don't think there's a public reaction to for people to rally against the tower. Um,
Ooh.
it, I mean you get the out of character shots every now and then. Um, but in character, in game, when it comes down to role playing, I don't think there's a general like, okay, these guys are terrible. You know what I mean? You don't get that bad guy, even though they might do bad shit. You hear about stuff in the tea room and stuff, but I don't think you get the general feeling of like, okay, these guys got to go.
So
Is
after
that
some recent RP, which I can't obviously get into, there is definitely a reason. There is 100% a reason. Um, if people catch on and if people get the information in the right way, it's
okay?
definitely a reason.
Okay, so, all right. So there might. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Mm,
So something might pop up in the near future, or has
hopefully,
popped up that
yeah.
might unite some people to say these guys are getting carried away. Uh, as soon as I get off the train bridge, yeah, a lot of howling. Um, I, I, I don't know. I just I haven't experienced it myself in game, but like I said, this iteration is such a big. It's such a Chernarus is such a big map, but at the same time, it's such a small map as well. You got little corners of the map where you'll never meet somebody in game, but so much stuff can be happening. Um, Like we just had Dean Ford last week on the podcast, and he was talking about the refuge and how I think he said like in the same day it was pretty funny. The Stephen French had came up to him with a plot to kill the tower, and then like 2 hours later he says the tower comes up to the refuge with a plot to get Stephen French. So that was
Because that whole I remember that because so at that point I think at that point by the time at that point I'd left Stephen because I knew that I was going to get caught onto um as a spy, and I knew just from like the get-go from being there in situations where French had spoken to Dean Ford when I was present with French, like, I knew as a fact, like, okay, this person's gonna try something. I don't trust him. He's gonna pick a side because at that point, necessarily, I don't think people had seen much from the tower outside of what happened with Berezino. They hadn't seen much, but they've seen loads from French of what he could do. So it's like, okay, he's most likely going to side with French, um, purely on the fear factor that he's seen what French can do, he hasn't seen what the tower can do, um, and. I was more or less. It was nice from my perspective, seeing it from both sides, from the tower side and then French's side, and being able to predict, like, okay, he's most likely going to pick this side because we'd given him the ultimatum of pretty much don't be a part of this like at all. We don't want you on our side. We don't want you on his side. Just stay out of it, or
right.
you'll or there'll be trouble. We literally didn't want the refuge part of it because like we liked people up there. We didn't want them to get hurt, and obviously things went another way after some time. After French, we caught French, and he died, and then obviously we were able to go down a different storyline with them, thankfully. Um, and we actually
What?
finished Breweries. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say what was the catalyst between French and the tower? Like what was the I guess so to speak the hostile interaction that kind of started that off between you two guys?
So during there was definitely there's more stuff even I don't know now. In a time where I wasn't actually in the server. But when I was around, like, so first day of my ban, after getting unbanned, um, first day I met French at a compound, and within I think I still have a clip of it somewhere. I think it was within 7 minutes. He'd said, basically, and this is probably after a good couple of weeks of conflict, most likely. Um, he said to me, it's like, you heard of these Russians up north, they're bad. And, I went along with it. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, really? Yeah, what are they doing? And we ended up in a situation where it's like, okay, these guys are bad. And then, like, within 7 minutes, he'd said, oh, yeah, we were going to do something which could essentially take them out. And basically, that's when Camp Grace happened with Lenny, and then that's what happened with Crimson that same night. As he took both of them out. And those moves at that time were made to rid the tower of its sort of allies, per se. So he was making moves to sort of go, right, okay, unlike the tower, let's go after our allies for these things we also have reasons to do. So that's what happened there. At least from what I saw, is yeah, they went after the tower's allies, and had threatened them. Said they wanted to pick them off one by one. Well, literally, that's a quote of what he told me. Was, yeah, we want to take them out one by one.
Yeah, that was a good. He was a good. He was like the early. I don't know. I guess say bad guy maybe. Maybe not bad guy, but it was definitely early force of the iteration.
Definitely.
I want to say, God, has that been thus far? Has that been the biggest threat to the tower? Was Stephen French, or has there been something besides
Um,
that had you guys like, okay, oh shit, we need to watch your backs, like we're like afraid to leave your base kind of set up? Has there been something that's just been? Because I did see a ticket one time where somebody, uh, oh, well, I think they broke the rules at some point, but they like tried to shoot you guys from like 200 meters away,
oh yeah. Um,
and then so one of you guys flicked them off in the window after they missed.
so that was a funny situation. I wasn't there. I was there for the beginning of it. Wasn't there for when he got shot. Um, so we'd taken a fake hostage. Basically, the person was in on it to try and lure in a couple others. And the person showed up. I
That's
guess
good.
thought it was a real
That-
hostage.
sorry, go ahead. That's good RP. That's good RP right
Mm.
there.
Um, and yeah, the person that showed up, who obviously I'll leave the name out of it because that in itself is still sort of ongoing. But most people know about this because he shot one of us and then went and got lippy and started telling people he shot and he thought killed a tower member.
Yeah.
And yeah, he went around saying that. And and that left it's quite an interesting one because realistically there was no, and it's why you saw a ticket was because she was in they were in no danger in there. Like it was all a plot,
Yeah.
And yeah, one of us got shot and almost killed by this thing, and it's like apparently from where the fake hostage was, you couldn't see her. So somehow I guess saw her. I don't know how, but yeah, and then acted on it himself. Um, in the way he saw accordingly and thought was right, which is fine. He's come from it, so
Yeah. It was a legitimate shot. Um,
mm,
because he did think there was a hostage. It's just as the reason we saw the clip is because he thought how his thing was okay. They must be telepathic. How do they know?
yeah,
How do they look at me through the window? It's like it was just a general look out the window. Uh, um, but no, it's that was funny. I wish I could see the clip now because it was like a 200-meter shot and then they miss and then somebody looks out the window and I think it looks like they're looking right at them from 200 meters away.
mm,
I it's just like, yeah, you missed. Like they're not even make an attempt to duck or anything.
yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, I wish I was there for like what happened when he got shot. Um,
did somebody get shot from the tower in
yeah,
that? Oh,
yeah,
okay, fuck, never mind.
yeah. That shot actually hit, and it hit him in the plane carrier.
Oh shit, okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Which is interesting. That's the second time he's been shot through a window.
Yeah.
Um, so I think earlier on, when something happened with another group, he actually got friendly fired by one of us. He got shot on the head.
Fuck.
His helmet tanked it. Um, which he got lucky with. Yeah, he has a tendency to get shot through windows. Person got shot. Um, but yeah, that was definitely an interesting moment. Yeah, because from the way it got described to me was he was just in there and he got shot and he was like he didn't know that he got shot initially and it was like and then he realized it's like oh fuck, I've been shot, this isn't good. um, and then they handled that how they handled that. Still don't know how they handled it after he got shot. I just know he got shot.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
um,
Yeah, I remember the initiation was there's a hostage inside. Can I shoot?
It was yeah, it's just it's a
Yeah.
long con. Because I remember getting a radio from I think fake hostages, sort of some of her friends going, why? I was like, just trust me on this, okay? That's all I'm asking. Just trust me. Everything will be fine. Just trust me.
Uh,
And fortunately, they put some actual group of the fake hostage. Not all of them knew, but enough knew where it's like they can keep it contained so no one goes out to try and come after us.
mm,
And it was like, yeah, just trust me on this. It'll be fine. And the person's like, okay, I'll trust you. Just don't do anything. It's like, we won't. Just trust.
all right. I did want to ask you, if it's too personal, I mean, feel free to move on. I get it. About the ban. I think I know. I think I have an idea. Did you say it was a 30-day ban?
Yeah, it was. So I'm still annoyed. Like, not necessarily annoyed. I'm still irritated because it's still on my record. It's still going to be used against me if I ever mess up in the future. All it was I was playing. It was I think it was my first day as my new character this season because I've had two. I died in an attempted robbery on my side. I attempted to rob someone and died. Um, and I was running around, and I still, like, to this day, do not know how I did. But some guy who I'd not even met or spoke to got an invite to a separate Discord from me. It was I think it was a GTA related Discord, I think. Um, and I was running through the airfield, looked at my Discord, I was like, oh wait, I can't see the WTR server. And I looked at my messages, like, you have been banned for 30 days of backdoor recruitment. It's like, what? Um, and like I spent a day going around in DMs with SMC, going, right, I don't know how this happened. I for a second I thought my account got hacked, so I didn't get an email. I showed them proof of me changing my password, all this stuff, and none of it was enough. And it's like, I don't know how this has happened.
Oh
Like,
wow. Okay.
yeah, and I tried to appeal it after 2 weeks, got shut down, then I had to wait another 2 weeks to do it. And it's like all for just a simple accident. I even tried, like, after I found out, because I only found out that I sent it after after I'd been banned. I tried even messaging the guy saying, "Look, I'm sorry, it was an accident," but I couldn't because no sort of like similar Discord to do it. And I'm pretty sure he blocked me or something. It's like, well, it sucks, you know.
Oh
um,
wow. Okay, I thought it was something. I was
yeah,
thinking of
no,
something
it's
completely different. It was a invite link.
Yeah, that's all it was just a simple invite link, and it got me banned for 30 days.
Fuck.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, and I think in um, DS's words, it's because I was a threat to the server by doing so, and it's like, A, it was an accident. B, it's an unrelated Daisy Discord. Even if I did it on purpose, I don't understand how it's necessarily a threat to the server. And it's funny because the Discord which you got invited to, I even like it is at the bottom of like my list in like a folder of Discords I don't use. And I went back in, I even screen recorded proof that I haven't used it. I think at a time in a good half a year. Um, Uploaded that. I don't even think that was put up with my appeal because only one person viewed it, and it's like this kind of sucks. Like I have this evidence and it's not being used to help my case. Um, which yeah was very very frustrating. But for the 30 days, I just played another game, a couple other games, played some
Mm.
campaign, played Conquest, and eventually got it appealed. But yeah, it was a very 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 frustrating time. 'Cause it's like I haven't done anything on purpose here. Like I'd understand it if I'd done it on purpose, but I haven't. Um, you know. And yeah, that's how it happened there. So I missed out on a load of RP there because yeah, simply because of the accident that happened.
Yeah. No. I imagine that's I expected to hear about something.
Like KOS or something like
Yeah. Yeah.
that. You're the only person who's thought that.
Well, no, I thought it had to do something with Derek getting killed. But then I was thinking, why would they ban him for 30 days for that? Um,
Hmm.
but wow, yeah, it's well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes we could probably use 30 days off from.
Oh yeah, it was nice. So I just got my job as well. I just got into work, so it was like, yeah, for the first like few days I was a bit knocked off, but like after that I was like, it's whatever. I'm just playing these other things for the time being. Then because I know in some cases some 30 days can be appealed after like a couple of weeks. Depends on the circumstances. So I was like, I'll put this up, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Um, and then I did. It was actually the day before. I was the day before the 30 day. I messaged Lectarg. I was like, I'm not waiting in like a minute extra than I have to get unbanned because it was an accident. So I sent him this. I think I sent him like my paragraph thing, and I sent him some stuff, and he put it up the day before so that they could vote on it early, but I wouldn't get unbanned until 30 days was up. But I sent it the night before, and I think the night before also I realized like a couple things. I also had like access to the wireless application, so I did the wireless application like the day before too, or I typed it up ready. So it was when I got unbanned, so I'll send that in, and I think within an hour, I've been re-wirelessed.
Shit.
And and yeah, so it wasn't once I'd been unbanned, the process wasn't too hard.
Right.
Um, but it was definitely like I'm not waiting an extra like minute than I have to simply because it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
Um, you know, which I've seen.
Um,
Mhm.
to say I would love to definitely continue, but I personally gonna have to go. I'm getting too tired, so unfortunately, because it's 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
No, no. I was
uh,
gonna ask. I was gonna ask you if you ever been in trouble. Yeah, probably.
what? Oh, and WTR.
Yeah.
Were you finished, Spectre?
Oh yeah, I'm finished. Yeah.
Um, not in trouble. I wouldn't say I didn't really get in trouble, but there were times where I've been dragged into a ticket because so and so happened, and I was like,
There.
I guess, yeah, there,
Yeah.
like a prime suspect or some deal or whatever. As far as I know, there was a situation with Ryan, who used to be the head of security.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I was Lou, and he just like died right in front of me
Oh,
because
yeah.
someone shot him from far, and they questioned me about that, and I showed them the clip of what happened, and I think that would really be it. I think.
Man, I hadn't seen Rhino. Have you seen Rhino Gringo in game since then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
he's hanging around. He was the leader
Oh.
of Viva Lovo.
Oh. Well, fuck. I was
Yeah,
gonna say it's like the nicest dude.
yeah, he's a cool little fella. But yeah, I'm
Mm.
um, my body is not having it with me right now, so um, I will have to go. But it was nice hanging out with you and Spectre.
Yes, likewise.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's nice seeing you again, Mr. Danger, and it's finally nice to see talk to one of the tower members.
I had Habit on here. Oh, excuse me. I had Habit on a couple weeks ago, a couple months.
Yeah, I need to catch up. So, but yeah, again, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Y'all have a good night, morning. Yeah, have a
All
good
right.
morning.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. Uh,
Yeah, dude.
early surprise podcast.
Yeah, definitely surprised indeed. Good night, y'all.
Good night, bud.
No,
And now we actually have you and Habit are gonna come on together in like 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. Um, if the tower's dead by then, either way, we'll probably have a lot to talk about. Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Sorry, I just need a minute.
oh no, fine. No, I was just saying. I think we have you and Habit both in a couple, not that far away, a couple weeks. Michael said, get you up in the chat here. You should. Michael says the target shot out, then flips off the shooter. That would be a meme in the server meme thing. Yeah, I may have been exaggerating.
Yeah,
I might have been exaggerating, Michael. I did see somebody got shot at, then looked out the window and looked right at him. So yeah, it could be a meme. The tower is strong. Apparently, one of their guys is superhuman. That's
that
Bradley.
would probably be habit. um, yeah.
I have so many questions. How do I get on the podcast? Says Logan. It's just the time thing, man. It's like maybe mid-April. That's when we're gonna start taking new guests. Um, we do have Habit and Spectre again. Well, not again, but yeah, no, they will be both returning in a few weeks. Um, and even if the tower isn't um, dead by then, we will still have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know Habit is dead. Um, from well, the man's alive, but he's dead from the tower at the moment.
Yeah.
Uh, what he's been up to, that'll be fun to talk about.
Mm.
Uh, Me and Habit actually had a discussion on this because
Okay.
I watched, and I wanted to get your opinion on this too, Spectre. When I watched, God, it was a video from like a week ago. It was in the tea room. I think it was with the family bloodline race, and I saw Habit in the video, and
Mm.
I DM'd Habit, and I was just kind of clowning on him. I was like, oh fuck it. I I don't even think I said nothing that bad. I said, hey, I see you. I see you at the tower there in clown face. And then we had this talk, and I think it's a legitimate discussion. Is that he went like a week trying to find, purposely avoiding the tower, trying to find good role play outside the tower, and I think I did the same. We both talked about it. I did the same thing with Norman after he
Mm.
died. I went outside of people I know I wouldn't run into, so I just ran across the different parts of the map trying to find good role play, and then it was just the same kind of thing. Like you would run into this weird community in the middle of nowhere, and they would just immediately, okay, come and join my group. And it's like you're not gonna search me. You don't even know my name. You're just gonna let me in. It was just like
So,
lazy, boring role play, so to speak.
mm. So
And
at the time of like, that video, because we've had, I think, for sure, like someone else has also messaged one of us about that and said, "Oh, I see habit," in this video. I think someone was mentioning, I think, the WTR Discord, when people have been talking about the stuff in the chat. Is so in that video, in that situation, that was when Rabbit's character had died. At the time, we didn't know. We'd got intel of this group coming after us. He was unresponsive, and we were at Gorka. It was just me and one of the other guys. Um, we actually found out that Habit's character joined a group which we're friendly with. So it's like, okay, he's with them. I need you know, like you also saw in the video, like equestrian trash was there. It's like, so she was there when we roped up the three of them.
Yeah.
But because his habit was at Gorka, and there was like no one else, just me and Nikolai. We were driving back. It's like we don't know what we're driving into, and this person's part of a friendly group. So I was like, "You're coming with us. I need backup on this in case we're driving into something bad." So that's why he was there. It was because we didn't know what we were driving into, and he was part of a friendly group. I think shortly after straight after that situation, he left to go back with EQ to wherever they had to go. But yeah, because I could understand like how things looked there, definitely. So I understand, I understand a lot of things when it comes to that.
I'm not. I'm not. We did talk about it. It kind of led to the thing where maybe subconsciously you feel more comfortable. You know you're gonna get good role play out of certain people,
Mm.
so you kind of subconsciously you don't. Uh, he didn't run towards Servergrad as a new character.
Mm.
He didn't
Yeah.
do that. I mean, he spent a week out trying to avoid it, and I've been in the same scenario before I've ended up running into Lila. It's just like you're comfortable with certain people because you know you're going to get good role play, and then when you break outside of that, you get sometimes you just get this role play that's just fucking beyond silly. It's fart noises. It's yeah, like I said, you show up to some stranger's base and they just let you in and join me, sign me up. They don't check you, they don't search you, they don't ask your name, and it's just kind of like blah. You know what I mean? So there's a point of getting uncomfortable. I think with sometimes it works out, but I think subconsciously, it's human nature to want to drift towards. Yeah, I guess a good way to say it is you're more comfortable with something that's familiar or a
I mean,
guaranteed good thing. You know what I mean?
when it came to that, like, had there, also been, like, because I think in that conversation, I think part of the reason as well why he came with us is, I'm sure he mentioned it. I don't know if it's in a video or not, but I remember in a situation he also mentioned, like, one of the reasons why he did come with us was because none of the other, like, group members he was with was at Gorka. But from
Mm.
my perspective, if they had been, I would have also said, "You're coming with us," because, like,
Right.
we don't know what we're driving into. Like, it was proportional amount of people we've been told were after us, and one of our guys is unresponsive. So we
Well,
didn't know if we were driving in just one or two or 20. So it's like, had there been like more of that group there, they would probably also come with us or met us there.
yeah.
But he was just there on his own, and that's literally that's the only reason why he was brought along. Had he not been there, it would literally just been probably me and Nikolai, me and Earwax driving just back into it. 'Cause it's like we have to go and handle this. We can't just sit here. We have to go and find out what's happened.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
I'm not trying to say it was unnatural. I'm just.
mm,
I mean, can you I mean, do you understand that it seems like uh it just seems like it is it is a comfortable position almost when you know somebody out of character and you run into them in game and you know you're gonna get good role play versus when you run into a bunch of random people and you just get kind of shitty results, and then you're just kind of left like unsatisfied, and you're like, oh god, and you're like, oh, I know if I run over here, I'm gonna get great role play.
no, I mean,
You know what I mean? It's not like intentionally. It's just like subconsciously, you're kind of thinking that.
there is, I do understand that perspective 100%. But there definitely is even people I'm not necessarily friends with our character. I run across them, I know, like, okay, or I see them and it's like, I wouldn't mind having these guys in my group,
Yeah.
because I've seen what they can do before. It's definitely a subconscious thought, but for us, regardless of who you are, when it comes to the tower, like we do have our stages. Say if someone wanted to join the tower, we do actually have a proper process to it. Um, but yeah, no, in the case of that video, it was just pure down to circumstance that he was there. Otherwise, it would have just been me and Nikolai running into something, and it could have gone a completely different way. If it was just me and him holding up, three guys, could have gone completely sideways. Um, you know, but
Oh yeah, no, it happens. Like I said, it's such a big map. At the same time, it's a small map at the same time. It's
hmm,
a perfect example was when I was out front of the cantina, and then Wyla shows up at the bonfire. It's like motherfucker.
yeah, I think I remember watching like a brief bit of the podcast before in which they last mentioned it. Is like there's only so it's in the manner of speaking is it's a huge map, but not all the map is covered by people. So that narrows down space in which you go, and naturally you are just going to find people you know out of character or have been in part of your group as a previous character. It's like only natural. But it's
Right.
down to people to go no.
Yeah.
Like um, we've seen it plenty of times where um, people have gone from being a certain group to and changing up the next character. Sometimes in going back to that group completely, and it's not gotten caught, or they've become a very 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 close associate of that group and like are always hanging around that group. We see it all
Yeah.
the time. Like um, and but we make it certain so that like we understand that like there will be definitely those certain circumstances where we run across people who have been in our group before. It happens. Um, but we do understand at the same time the rules, and we do understand the RP. It's like where we can, as much as possible, do not get them involved or like in our RP because that's just
Yeah.
how it needs to be. It's like where there is limits. As you said, you do run across people by accident, but you need to try as best as you can to not get them involved as much as you can. Don't get me wrong. That's not saying just flat out
Mhm.
don't get them involved. Do if it's sort of correct for the situation, but
Yeah.
don't go like radioing them, saying, "Oh, hey, dude, I got a good feeling about you," you know, and
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. It's impossible. I mean, if you just bump into somebody that you know, it's you can't just simply ignore them just
mm,
because it's a benefit to. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're not gonna. You would make it a lot harder for them to get back in the group if they even could get back in the group,
mm,
which well, technically they can't. But I know what you mean. You would create an obstacle in character to prevent them from joining
yeah,
back. Yeah.
yeah. Whether that be say if someone that's in our group before said, "Oh, can I join?" Whether that obstacle being, no, we're not really looking for people right now, but we do know these groups out here which are also recruiting all these different communities or people. You could go see if any of them, hit your sort of fancy in that sort of way. Um, which is always a good swerving point. To just in general, to any group really, is if someone who's been a part of your group in the past comes up and says, "Oh, you guys looking for members?" or "Oh, can I join this community?" Just go, uh, you know, go along with the RP. Sort of, I could say like question them, "Oh, what sort of person you are," and that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
at the end of the conversation, go, I don't really think you're what we're looking for right now. For a member of this group, a member of this community, but we do know these other places which helps push their RP too.
Hmm.
as well as keeping them away from you. So
Yeah.
it does help.
How do you feel about just a general question, like how do you feel about the I think Doug made a pretty good suggestion the other day. Um what was it that somebody should witness a crime or uh something hostile before execution rights could apply to say say, I guess an example would be I went to Camp Freedom and said, hey, this guy Joe's talking about killing you guys, and then they go and hunt Joe down and kill him because of what I said. Uh, how do you think that should there be a rule in place that prevents? I mean, I don't know how much that would limit role play, but do you see a problem with people getting executed too fast with not enough hostile, previous hostile interactions?
So in general, when it comes down to that suggestion, because so obviously I voted no on that. Mainly it's to the side of the having to sort of prove to staff prior to the execution that, oh, I've got all this evidence, can I do this? Personally, I've done that in a few situations anyways that I've been uncertain on. I'll open a ticket and go, right, this is all that we know. Is is this enough, or what does this give us rights to do? Um, but I feel like in some cases, people, don't get me wrong, people need to have the evidence of this person doing what you're saying they're doing, or all this information prior to the execution, because you never know that this person might not take it well, and then they open a ticket, and then you need the evidence anyways.
Right,
um,
right.
which I know, like, because I do a lot of I do a lot of that when it comes to my group, is making sure we have the evidence, making sure all the events are lined up, so it's like, okay, this is good, um, just making sure everyone's on the same page. And but I do feel that in every hostile situation, if you're going to execute character, having to stop, make a ticket, open a ticket, ask staff, because somewhere wrong, as great as the staff team is, they do also have have lives. They do have stuff they want to do, so they're not always on Discord. So it can halt the RP um, a
Yeah,
decent bit.
yeah, that'd be a turn off. Excuse me.
Is having
That,
to wait for staff to respond every single time you wanted to do an
yeah.
execution. Um,
I just excuse me. I think the general point was uh mainly if it's based off of rumors, would it be acceptable?
so I tried sort of explaining this to people in the chat the other day, but I don't think it necessarily got across the right way. So from my experience, if you from just like opening in tickets, even like prior to going after this person, I'll go, right, we've heard this, is this enough? 9 times out of 10, they'll say no, unless say it's come from like that person's group member, right? If it's come from a
Mm,
group member, and it's like it's fairly reliable. But if it's just come from a random person who doesn't really associate with the group, it's like, no, that's not enough. You need more. Um, which I'm pretty sure, as I say, is already a thing from personal experience when it comes to asking in tickets.
yeah.
Is okay, we've been told this. Is this enough? Because we're on our side, we're fairly, I can't remember the word. We're very on point when it comes to it. Of make sure before we do this we have rights. Make sure before we do this we can do this. Um, so after the situation, we don't get pulled into stuff in a negative way and go, you did this, you can't do this. You did this, you didn't have the rights to do this. Um,
Right.
which
So kind
then
of cover,
frustrates both
co
sides.
yeah. Well, yeah, I understand that. But you want to cover, I guess, cover your butt beforehand.
Mm, yeah.
Excuse me. Mm. No, I get that. Generally I haven't seen um there's been a few, but I not from the tower, but there has been sometimes where people feel like they've been unfairly killed or like
Mm,
hearsay. Um, I think with the tower and people taking out of character shots at them through with their main memes and stuff, I don't know if it's become like a meme in itself. You know what I mean? It's become like a myth or because it seems like if you get down to that interaction where you're gonna if you're in a hostile interaction that you have done something not maybe directly to the tower, but something that somebody has called the tower to come deal with.
or help with, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So it's not like they're
yeah,
actively running around killing
yeah.
people
I think.
as the memes would suggest.
Mm,
So every now and then you
yeah, I
get out a
think.
character shot or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Remember when it comes to the memes, like there's definitely been a few we've had issues with because we know there's a bit of hate towards us, our character, behind it, and those ones we have an issue. But for the most part, I mean, we find very hilarious. Like
Right.
when the competition Tanuki did came out, it was like the first few memes were all tower stuff. We were laughing about them. It's like this is great. um,
Yeah,
but
that's most of it. It
you
seems
know,
like it's.
when it comes to this sort of this, and I'll say it is a myth. When it comes to the myth that we are just like going around just hunting down anyone um, who we want, it's not true. Just
It,
flat out isn't. You know,
yeah, there's
there
some
is
story.
always a
There's
story behind it.
hostile previously. Yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah, there's always something going on. Um, especially I think it's especially at the beginning of the season when more and more people were going like, oh yeah, the tower's just out killing people because they can. They're looking for a reason. Um, we aren't. We either A already have a reason or B we've heard something and want to talk to you about it.
Well,
And we've had people, and we talked about it a bit in the Discord, where people we've had hostile interactions with, we've actually gone and spoken to about it, and or
clear
they've come to the tower
or
and
clear.
we've cleaned it up.
Yeah, clear things up. Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we understand this is all just miscommunication. That's fine. We move on with the day. It's whatever, you know.
Right.
Um, and a lot of people don't see those interactions or hear of them, so that's why I think people jump to the immediate conclusion that oh, the tower's just after people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them. If all you're hearing or seeing is us like killing people, I'd probably jump to the same conclusion too. Um, but there is always a story behind it, a reason behind it, and we always welcome, even if it's sort of out of character. If people have a concern out of character when it comes to how we're handling ourselves, we always welcome people to come talk to us about it. Like we have no issue, like clearing things up.
Or yeah,
Um,
being civil. I mean,
yeah,
it's not a yeah.
it's things. Things do happen in which sort of miscommunications made, and people jump to conclusions that we're doing things a certain way. And it's like a simple conversation usually clears it up. Um, it's
Yeah,
always.
I know. It's just I'm just recognizing it as it is because it's a general. It seems like a general theme in Discord for the most part.
Yeah.
It's there. Uh, but you know, I suppose that's going to be every big group.
Mm.
After a while, they're going to get that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it happens,
yeah.
and I mean, I'm used to it. By now the sort of OOC hate there's been yes, there's two groups which now have been out to to get me banned off the server. So I'm used to handling it, and I know how to handle it correctly. You know,
It's fucking,
and
it's petty, isn't it?
yeah, it is. But you just gotta like, personally, me when it comes to things, occasionally you'll see me, maybe coming across a bit argumentative, but usually like I'm just like behind this, like the stuff which happened in the off-topic channel and memes channel the other day between me and someone else. At the time, like I was at work on my break. It was just a laugh for me. I was like, this is just kind of funny. I won't lie. Like, this person hates me out of character. I've never been mean to them out of character. In fact, like I think the other week I opened a ticket about actually just being concerned about like their safety with someone who they're involved with in RP, because I know that other person's history, and it's like they don't see that, but like I'm not a
Yeah.
complete arsehole, I promise. And it's like I've never been mean to this person, but here I am getting called all these names, and it's like, all right, it doesn't affect me. I've learned not to get affected by it. People have their concerns, and it's whatever it is. You can't always please
Yeah.
everyone.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it's too much people bleeding out of character within character too much. It's and the only reason I wanted to bring it up here with you is just because I felt like it needed to be talked about a bit because it has been like a general. I don't know. I've noticed it in Discord, like little shots here and there, and so I just thought like,
Yeah.
hey, it's all role play, guys. It's not really that big of a deal. But I have seen people get really salty and like quit the server, and I personally don't understand it myself, but uh,
Yeah. And it happens, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it other than, um, I'm just like, if you see it, especially bleeding in character, just keep an eye on it. Like, I've opened tickets this season where I've said, okay, like, this person's evidently got some sort of grudge out character, and I'll prove it with backing. And I say, can you just keep an eye on this? And that's all you can really do is just ask staff, just, hey, can you just keep an eye on this? I'm making you aware, so if I do come to you in the future with more proof, you've already been made aware of this situation going on.
mm,
Um,
yeah,
and
you already got
that's all you can really do. Other than that,
documentation.
just like, don't get not necessarily like don't like feed into it too much, but like just don't get sort of angered by it too much. Just understand like the some people just
Yeah,
don't know how to move on. Really, and it's
Spectre's
just
not. He's not Russian. He's he's a Brit. He's not a Russian guy. He doesn't hate you.
yeah. I know I come across as quite harsh in character, but I promise you I'm not that mean.
Right?
um,
I
I mean I've had it in the past with someone who I executed last season, and originally they were like, oh, yeah, this is thing, whatever, and I talked to my character. I'm actually really good friends now, and it's like. So all that needs to happen is just a little conversation just to clear it up,
yeah
and
yeah.
you'll be yeah.
People, yeah, man, people get caught up in their characters, and I think they can take it personally a lot of the time. I don't, it just happens. I think when you invest like, I don't know, 40 hours into, you know, running around DayZ is the same guy, and then maybe something doesn't go your way. I mean, it never really
Mm.
does go your way, but I can see why people get salty, but at the end of the day, we're all here for the same thing.
It's like and what makes me understand it more is just like one situation is I've lost characters I've really enjoyed playing, lost Jackson, you know,
Yeah.
and it happens. You get you usually a bit spiteful, just naturally, but like the ones who understand this RP will just get over it in a couple of hours,
Oh yeah.
it's whatever, and they move
Yeah.
on, you know. But because it's only natural to have a bit of hatred towards that person, but like not where it's clingy, not where it's, where you're like, oh, this person did this to me, so I'm a, begrudge them for all of time.
Right. It's not something
You know,
you go to work thinking about or leave the
yeah, you just
PS4
get over
thinking
it.
about. Yeah. I got really salty one time in We That Remain. The only time I really ever, I legit, I can admit I got salty and made a really bad decision. Is Serpico. I got executed, but the reason to execute the character was just so weak. So I don't know. But that was the only time I ever got salty in the server. But after like the next day, I was like, oh man, it was kind of a learning experience. I mean, I got in trouble for it, but it was like God, what am I doing? You know.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. It happens. Um, back when I was on the SMC, in some cases I did get a bit sort of heavy on it, a bit heavy-handed towards it. But you get over it. If you need a break, just take a break.
Hmm.
Um, and that's all you can really do is just, if you see yourself getting too, filled with a bit of anger, a bit of hate, just take a break. If you need it, just take it, and
Yeah.
just after that time, just move on. You can't
Right.
you can't cling on to it. For all of time. You've got other stuff to do. Outside of play a DayZ RP server.
Hmm.
You know. But then there are people which just don't get over it, and it's like I sort of feel for you. If you can't get over it, it's
Yeah.
like it kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't really do anything.
I know. Yeah. If you take it too personally, I don't think you're really role playing to begin with. You're not pretending to be somebody else. If you're not,
Mm.
if you take it that bad to where it rolls over into other characters and you get that grudge, it's just not. At that point, I don't think you gotta look at yourself and think, you're not really pretending to be another person. You're just taking this too seriously. It's, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people in the Discord have seen someone who's taking actions. I did last season with Jackson when I executed them.
Hmm.
And I've seen how they've taken that to heart, and it's like, but that was last season. You still on that? Like, really?
Yeah, yeah. You shouldn't even
Yeah.
recognize. Yeah, it's looking.
So you're still on that? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Each their own, but really. um, yeah. That was time ago. That was good half a year ago at least.
good God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They should be over that by now. Fuck.
I think what triggered it was because you probably heard of Jackson's tree.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
execution
yeah.
tree over there in
And what
Zappa
triggered it?
Oasis.
I think it's somewhere in the server. I think when they are about, I mentioned a tree or I mentioned killing someone like against
Mhm.
is of like a way of execution. It wasn't anything to do with them, but like it was just, I mentioned the tree and it ticked them off somehow, and it's like really,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
yeah. But as I said, it happens. Some people can go over it, some people can't, and you just move forward anyways. It's like
All right. That's all you can do. It's nothing to hold on to. Sarah says, oh hey Sarah, what's up, bud? Sarah says some people have difficult time remembering that we are not our characters.
hmm,
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I think that's what's lost when people do get those out of character grudges. It's like, hey man, I am nothing like this. Spectre's not a Russian, okay? Nobody in the tower is actually Russian. They're not.
mm. Yeah, none of us are actually Russian dictators.
Right. This is a role play server.
uh,
Uh,
it's funny how that storylines evolved with the tower, because I think I'm pretty sure originally the idea, which I think they were trying to form off of, was a bunch of like scavs and traders, but we got dragged into things constantly, and it's sort of just come off of that. Which goes to the point of like not all RP can be thought ahead, not all RP can be planned. You know, things do go sideways.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
and,
for sure.
You know, you see, and it happens. And there's usually not much you can do about it. Just things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of go with the flow and hope for a good dramatic outcome that makes you feel, get some kind of excitement out of interacting with other characters, and
Yeah, especially like when it comes to like character deaths, which is usually like where most of the issues stem off of. Is usually a person builds up sort of an image in their mind. I mean, I'm guilty of doing it, of like how I would like my character to die. Usually it doesn't happen that way, you know. And because you built up this image in your mind of how you want it to happen, and it doesn't happen that way, usually you're like, oh, I missed out on this. It could have happened this way.
right.
And yeah, personally, that's like usually where like some of the issues I've had on a previous service come from. Is like, oh, I wanted my character to die this way, but it didn't happen this way. I'm annoyed, and then after like an hour, I'm like, oh, whatever, new character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially if you like try to set out to be like the villain or like the good guy, it never works, and it's not worth it because then you kind of your expectations and standards for what you thought you were gonna do, they never you never meet them, and then you just kind of feel disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, you just gotta understand it is like, you know, not everything revolves around this. You know, it's don't get me wrong, it's a part of everyone's lives. You know, some people is just they love gaming and that's what it is. But you know, you just gotta, things happen, just move on. It's just like real life, things happen and you move on. You know, you can't always control how you'd like an outcome to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And oh, Sarah. Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. People have main character syndrome. That's true. That's true. I think
I mean, we've had it in a couple of situations where, I mean, yeah, it's annoying for us because it's not really against the rules per se. But when we've been in an interrogation or execution sort of RP, and we'll be you know, going down the list of you've done this or you've done this. This is why this is happening, or we'll be interrogating them, and out of just nowhere they'll blurt out, "You have no reason to be doing this to me today," and it's like,
oh fuck
we
it.
do.
Yeah. Right. Oh God, I'm in trouble. Shit. Why play says, "Hey, yo, what the fuck is this?" I'm sorry, Wyla. I was drunk. I wanted to talk to people. I'm not. I'm not your ball and chain. Okay. Oh, no. We're talking the hat. We're talking the Spectre anyway in a couple of weeks. So chill out. Uh. I do. I. This is bad timing. I do have to go though.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Oh, good lord. Uh. No, thank you so much, man, though, for doing this one at such a short notice. I
Yeah, it's
honestly,
fine.
I'm not even bullshitting you. I really can't wait to talk to you again. And I think it's about 4 weeks or so, and you'll be with Habit. And then we'll,
Yeah, that
yeah,
should be interesting.
yeah, we'll have it on the, you'll be able to come check out our awesome cabin we got in the game, our
Yeah, I'm always
podcast
seeing it.
thing.
It's gonna be nice to have a look and see what that's about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually fun, just like give you a little tour. Um, and hopefully, yeah, we'll talk about it then. But hopefully, we can see that kind of thing in at least the next generation. I would love to see that
Mm.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that'd be great if we can see all these sort of custom areas. That'd be fantastic. We've been
Oh
doing a
yeah.
couple of them throughout the events with the plane and the Novaya stuff, which have been very
Mm.
nice to see.
Oh, it's just something as simple as like logs, like little wood logs for the fires that have been built into a nice little triangle that you can just go and grab. It's something as simple as that. It's like, man, I would just love to have that in a base.
We like the simple things.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Not hard to please. But thank you so much, Spectre, and I
Yeah, no
look
worries.
forward. All right, man. Have a good night.
All right.